Hello and welcome to the 2019 Junior Gridiron Nationals, the Junior AGL here in 2019. We are at Narrabeen, about an hour north from Sydney at the Sydney Academy of Sports and Recreation. The voice that will be taking you through this tournament is Kenny Andres, and I will be joined for a lot of the games here, as I'm looking at Hollywood's Facebook Live, by the man who is commentated with me many a time and is, I'll go by your official title, the Junior Outback head coach for the upcoming campaign, John Hollywood Rowe. Mate, another J-Nats. We're going at it again.
I think we are, and congratulations to you, Kenny, being here. It's great to have your sultry tones down here in New South Wales, and to have the Paul Mills live stream broadcast going. It is a fantastic day. It's a perfect day for football. It's so exciting to be here for the next wave of men's competition. We've got the J-Nats. I think, Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's hashtag J-Nats 2019. Correct. The letter J, N-A-T-S 2019. And that is the hashtag we want. But it's going to be a great day today, Kenny.
Certainly is. As you're repeating yourself, we're at the Sydney Academy of Sport and Recreation, the usual home of the Manly Warringah Seagulls of the NRL. But for the next 7 or 8 days, it belongs to approximately 300 young men and women, between staff and players here from 8 different states, 6 different teams. You can see on screen our first game for you for the tournament will be the defending champions, the back-to-back champions, the Queensland Sun Devils, taking on the WA Raiders.
I mean, Kenny, look what a way to start. I mean, these two powerhouse teams. But I tell you what, do you smell that? It's the change in the air. I mean, we look at WA. This is probably the most size-wise, not numbers, but size-wise, the smallest team I've seen for a while. But as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of greyhounds over there. There's some whippets. And you have a look at Queensland, and as we're talking about, there are some names that have, I think, Kenny, you mentioned, coming up from the juniors and not the Colts. So we're seeing a complete change of the players that were in the Colts. For the viewers at home, Kenny, what's the difference between Colts and juniors in Queensland?
Well, we have seen a massive shift, mainly on the back of the Junior AGL tournament being shifted to 15 to 19, which has led to a lot of divisions, a lot of junior divisions, or Colts divisions over the different states changing accordingly. So now a lot of the Colts divisions will run to 16 to 19 or even 17 to 19, with junior football being played between 16 and under. And naturally, the cream of the crop for a lot of Colts competitions will be 19 the year before, which means they age out of the upcoming tournament. So you actually see a lot of the top end brass of the junior ranks coming up. A lot of the 16s turning 17, etc., or 17 turning 18. So a lot of the names you see in a lot of the domestic tournaments or the league-wide tournament, the statewide tournaments, you don't see a lot of those names simply because they don't match the age criteria. I think, Kenny,
if I had a look over the rosters that you're giving out and have a look at South Australia and All-Stars, there's some key positions there that are 19-year-old. Exactly. There's some quarterbacks, defensive line, receivers, especially from South Australia. So I'll be super excited to see what they come out with, as you mentioned, with these younger guys here. But age doesn't necessarily mean experience, sort of thing. So
exactly right.
We'll see how we go.
You're looking at a lot of these returning players in certain teams. We'll talk about more members ago, particularly WA. They've got quite a few. You've got Sam Alford, you've got Nath Smith coming through. For the Sun Devils, you got a couple of guys, Josh Bowes, David Christie, who was a standout for them last time. He was a young guy at 17 2 years ago, and found a way to contribute. So you're exactly right. Especially around that 17-year-old age, where some guys start to develop a little quicker than others. They're going to be contributing just as much as any 18, 19-year-old in this tournament.
And you see WA on screen there. You'll see in the cowboy hat, rocking the cowboy. I'd like to hope that the coach Wolf and myself influenced Big Dom Allison.
Absolutely.
Dom was a defensive lineman for the Junior Outback last year in Mexico, come across to Mexico. He's obviously too old now, but he's stepped up and come on board as a coach. You'll see there in the yellow hat there, that's Coach Rowdy, Coach David Holmes there, defensive coordinator.
Yeah, moved over, Outback offensive line coach, and formerly for the state program has always been offensive line, makes the change to defense.
And how good is that when you can have a coach that just flips either way? On the right side of the screen there, you'll see Torren Honda there, so you've got Brent Honda and Torren Honda. He's wearing the sort of the the next scarf, shall we say. He's the offensive coordinator, so keep an eye on him.
He's someone who has had a lot of raps on him. Was offensive coordinator for the women's Australian team in the WAGL last year, and has had nothing but praise going his way. You don't want to talk about like the Sean McVay effect in the NFL. He's soon becoming the Sean McVay of the Gridiron Australia ranks with his offensive coordinating.
I had a good chat to him last night over dinner, and I'll tell you what, I said, what's one of the things you love about the junior national? He goes, I actually get to work with my brother.
Exactly right.
So, and Brant's actually pretty happy that he's not playing.
Yeah.
He plays everywhere, but he's taken the next stage there and helping out with the coaching, and let's see what they can do. So very, very interested to hear about their scheme and what they're going to run against, again, this bigger Queensland side. And as we look at the screen now, we've got Coach Booker there.
There we go. That's another topic there. You feel a lot of these coaches in the league know each other throughout back. Sean Booker is not one of those for obvious reasons. He is from America, made a big splash in Gridiron, Queensland, taken over the Brisbane Rhinos, took multiple. He was the club coach as well, took multiple of their teams to the finals, fell on just short in the men's Sun Bowl there, which he head coaches. But he has brought a wealth of experience. A lot of coaches have already learned, a lot of players have learned from him. People have nothing but good things to say about the man and the experience he's brought over, not even from America, but his time in Europe.
And it's great when someone like that wants to come over and share the knowledge. And he gets to run. He gets to run the program how he wants it run, and also teaching people along the way.
I think part of the testament to his desire to not just be here to coach, but to help develop Australian football was his desire to step up to the head coaching role, because he realised that's probably the best way he can spread, more knowledge quicker and vastly.
And let's flip that. Let's say congratulations to the Rhinos for addressing that and saying let's put him in a head coach role, rather than go, you can be an assistant while we learn out who you are and all that things.
Let's give a few more people props while we've got this camera shot there. To the left, you see the man with the clipboard and the shaggy hair. That is Brendan Phillips.
That is not a work experience, kid.
That is not a work experience, kid. He is quite the gentleman. I think he's just walked out a shot. Maybe he realised he was on camera. We're going to try and track him. There he is. That is Brendan Phillips. He is the one of the DC for the Queensland Sun Devils. He's also celebrating a happy birthday today.
Oh, that's exactly right. I heard the guys sing happy birthday this morning, and I think that's the sharpest I've ever seen him look.
I think so. I don't think I've ever seen him in long pants before,
or a shirt tucked in. But
he's clearly grown up.
And it'll be interesting. And I'm loving watching. Having been involved for so long, I actually love watching the small stuff, the micro stuff. I think he's got a plastic clipboard.
Moving away from the chalks.
No, and we just find out whether they have a hard plastic, is it a soft plastic, is it a whiteboard? I love seeing all the intricacies of what coaches have there. And there's Coach Colt there as well. Yeah,
Colt Isham from Gold Coast, and you got Sam Harkness, who coached the Rhinos. Colts under Coach Booker over the Brisbane Rhinos. And look at that! Isn't it great nowadays that the old headsets are a regularity at state football at the national level nowadays?
I don't know what they're listening to, but I mean, race 5.
At Randwick.
Race 5 Randwick.
Winks was over.
Now, those must be the smallest coaches I've ever seen in my life.
I think that's actually the Ball Boys, and I believe it's the possibly the son of John Huber. It might be young Thomas Huber. And here come the Queensland captains for the coin toss. As well do WA. We've got plenty to talk about their team as well. We're looking at the skippers being sent out for WA, and from left to right, we've got number 66, Brereton Littlecott, Connor McFillin, Sam Oldfield returning from last tournament, and then a guy we'll talk about a lot as soon as they get the ball, Alex Endel.
A.K.A. Biggles.
Exactly. Running back. He was there last year as a bit of an alternate back, as he brought a lot of speed to the Crooks. Mitchell Crooks running up the middle. He was the alternate. He's the feature back coming into this tournament, and we'll talk more about him as the game goes on, because he's made huge strides physically from 2017.
Oh, absolutely. I call him Biggles because he's got that short moustache, but we'll just find out. Looks like WA's chosen to receive. Oh, let's have a look here, because I saw Alex give the signal of receive, but have they decided to defer? Let's find out. Yes, they've chosen to defer.
So therefore, naturally.
Yeah, it's one of those things you're talking about there with Al there is he was running back in how long ago is it now, Kenny? 2017, Runaway Bay, and that came up on my Facebook feed too the other day.
Did all the photos that were taken?
He was running back, but I actually saw, I was the receivers coach at the time, I think, and I actually saw something in him more of a slot receiver than a running back.
I thought that would be his progression as well,
and that's where I really liked him a lot, and he proved that in Mexico.
And yeah, from what I understand in my talks with Coach Kerr, though, he will be taking carries. He'll be catching a lot of balls. He will be their bell cow.
I think you mentioned before, Kenny. I think there are several players on both teams that the coaches just have to get them the ball.
Yeah, 100%. One common theme I found with a lot of the coaches moving in, and it's amazing how similar they all stand, is that a lot of their coaches are looking forward to what their skill positions can do. Not many coaches have suggested that they are at all worried about what their skill positions do. A lot of questions are about the offensive line of each state, and about whether they can provide their offense enough time to let these guys do what they do best. All right, so we're about to hear the national anthem for the first time here in 2019 at the Junior AGL. And the national anthem of Australia. This nation, gosh, it's good to hear. On a Sunday to kick off our tournament. But yes.
That's what I love, Kenny. I have no idea what day it is. All I know is it's game day and we're going to be here for several games.
Exactly right.
I'm not sure when I fly out. I don't know what's going on.
You're the same as me. You're going by what games are. You're going by the game roster.
Exactly,
I hear you.
right.
I feel you. And there is our first official grouping for game one. Will be white-hatted by Greg Evis, returning. He was
welcome, Greg.
Yeah, he was there at the WA, the women's AGL a year ago. But yeah, missing a few names from the referees.
Nice camera angle, guys. That's good. That's a good job. We've got a camera right above the huddle there. Paul Mills and Livestream Brisbane doing a great job again. Almost in the huddle at home, right across the world.
So we've got the defending champs on the left sideline, ready to take on their opponents. WA, the team that almost always have to travel the longest out of any of the states.
Almost.
Well, when they're hosting, it's the one exception.
Seasonally adjusted, Kenny. Seasonally adjusted. No, look at these guys. They always get the red eye out at some ungeely hour of 12:30.
To their credit, they were the first team into camp
at 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m. This tournament, the last team, South Australia, and coming in quite late. I think it was almost 11:30. I think you were telling me.
And for those at home, no, you're not fooled if you're watching from America. For some reason, we still only play with yards here. So you'll see a 40, a 45 and a 40. There is no 50.
Yep, so we only play on 90-yard fields to account for a lot of the rugby league fields we play on. So, yeah, we take the 10 yards away from the middle, which, if you remember from last Junior AGL, they chose not to. They chose to take it from the end zone.
Oh, didn't they hear about that, especially from me. Yeah, let's have a 5-yard end zone. But, hey, we've progressed. We've learnt.
Here we are.
It's called continuous improvement.
Isn't it a lovely field here at Narrabeen?
And it's so nice to see it's not underwater.
Yeah, exactly right.
2013.
2000, yeah, I was about to say.
Here we go, Kenny. Here we go.
2011 Nationals as well, when New South Wales on their home turf took away the title. But kicking us off are the defending champions, and it is Tom Saxby winning the kicking battle, and it's a low line drive. We collected back here by that man Endel. And he will meet the experienced Connor Ellis for the first tackle of the game. That will be a name.
There's a matchup.
Those will be two names that will be said very frequently throughout this tournament.
Watching the kicker warm up there in warm-ups there. And that's about what he was kicking as well. So that'll be an interesting game plan for other teams to watch just how deep that Queensland kicker can actually kick the ball. It's a great start. They're on the 30.
That'll be interesting. Tom Saxby. Well, we'll talk a bit more as the tournament progresses about him, but just to start that conversation, he's usually a club quarterback. But here comes Westlake for the WA Raiders for their first play. And, of course, it is... No, wait, is that number 9 taking a carry? That is Isaiah Della Franca taking in the opening carry for the Raiders.
We did have a fumble, but he was already down on the ground.
No, it was great. It was actually Endel. 5s and 9s.
Quarterback Sam there. I'm hearing big from WA, number 16. I'm hearing big things about him. I want to check out his arm.
Marcus Westlake.
But they work out whether... Sorry, that's right. I have my different sheets around there.
Yeah.
Marcus there. I want to see what he's got.
That's exactly right. That is the one note that Kerr gave me about him. He has got an arm. They won't be using it this play. They'll be giving back to Endel. Endel is taken down. Fantastic pursuit there by the Queensland linebacking corps. Making the tackle for the Sun Devils is Connor Ellis once again. 2 tackles on the day.
Really nice job by Connor Ellis there. Everyone was flowing to the first give. Connor obviously read it, and you can see he shed it, and then basically went and made the tackle. That was a great job. Nice little bit of trickery. It brings up 3rd and about 13.
Waiting for the downs change on screen. We'll keep you up to date with the downs, and it'll be a short pass, almost intercepted. Making the play for Queensland is Tyson Snag.
Let's have a look here. We've got the replay. It was supposed to be a straight-up hitch. The receiver didn't really come back to it. Almost picked off there.
Trying to jump that.
Tyson.
Griffith University Thunder.
Shout out to everybody from the Thunder watching.
Congratulations. They won their first ever men's title back in 2018.
Some very heavy recruiting going on at the moment up in Queensland, Kenny, with the pre-season.
Pre-season's never been more interesting.
So our first punt for the day.
And a timeout taken here, or no, or maybe flags. Nope. Okay, we've seen a flag thrown by the rear tip referee, but it could have been a...
I've got Nicholas Larson running off, and maybe they had too many people on the field, Queensland. But it was a timeout taken before the flag.
This is an interesting one because you can get penalised for breaking the huddle with too many men, but in special teams where you don't really huddle, how are they going to apply this?
Good point. So I think they don't seem to be marking any yardage off, so that'll be a timeout to Queensland.
Yeah, so they've saved themselves some yardage here. Now we do understand there'll be a lot of parents, family, friends, girlfriends, partners probably watching Gridiron for the first time throughout this tournament, so we will endeavour to educate you as the tournament goes on. So just to remind everyone, this is an under-19s competition. Everyone in this tournament will be turning 19 at the oldest, and another flag's been thrown, this time here by Evers, and this is against WA.
Everybody's clapping from Queensland. It was either some sort of movement. You can see in the background there before we had South Australia walking in the venue. Walking around the back there.
Certainly hope they got enough sleep after getting in so late last night.
And filling up on spaghetti is the...
is that right?
Carbo the diner.
Here's that number 58 dancing around.
Tyrone
Tofeano has been known to be a character on this team.
It's got him at the sort of the nose tackle position there.
Back to return is a man by the name
snap.
Calder Shanks.
Oh, is he?
Watch out, he's an athlete. But he won't get the opportunity here. That ball is down there by Ryan Evans. And we will see the Sun Devils offense come on for the first time. And we'll see this new look WA Raiders defense. Let's talk about them for a second. Now, anyone who's watched... I'm just looking at the replay. There were some hands being thrown, but that's just football. But the WA Raiders, historically, both offense and defense, we've known them as the best way to describe it is a smash mouth team.
Absolutely.
Big boys, they'll blitz you unashamedly, and they'll just try to force you into bad decisions. This is an undersized team, and from what I understand, they've had to change it around, and they're going to play a lot more zone and a lot more reactionary defense this time around. That carry is there on the ground for Queensland by number 21. That's Zachary Nielsen from the Brisbane Rhinos.
Nice work.
Gets his first carry of the day.
Going with the underhand snap there, you can see at home. That's a snap I love. It's basically, you don't have to teach kids how to spiral snap. It's just get the ball back to the quarterback the best way you can. I was just looking before the McKinney. There's the slot receiver out here was uncovered a little bit, but they rotated.
Here goes Nielsen again for his second carry. Nielsen, worth noting, was usually, whilst he did dabble at running back, was probably more noted on the defensive side of the ball during his club, and also from what I understand during the campaign. But they felt they needed a bit more experience at running back, so they made him. They asked him to make the full-time switch towards the back end of training camp, and that's where he will start in this tournament. Of course, there are a stable of running backs, including the man out there now. I think that's Connor Grew.
Late decision there by WA. It's 3rd and about 5.
At running back now.
I was going to say, I'll be watching Chipari here with the quarterback keep.
There it is, Gore. Chipari taking it, and you called it. He is an athlete.
I'll be doing that every third. If it's 3rd and 5, just do that. When we saw him do it so well in Queensland, he is an extra running back. Look at the elusive moves. It did look like an option, but he was going to keep that all the way.
Chipari, quarterback for the Gold Coast Stingrays, the 4-time champion now, Gold Coast Stingrays. Unfortunately, did not get to play in the most recent Sun Bowl. He, I believe, tore his groin in the playoffs beforehand, and unfortunately missed it or strained his groin. But here he is with a chance to win a national championship against this WA defense. Over the top and almost completed the post route over the middle intended for, I think, one of his Gold Coast teammates.
Let's have a look at the pressure. Got plenty of time there. Receiver just needed to bend it in just a little bit more.
The pass was intended for Jaden Paludin. Sorry, let me correct myself there. Paludon.
Second down and 10.
As we see.
Oh, nice read.
And it's a vertical.
Wide open.
Jaden Paludon. They missed him on the last play. They come back here for the opening score. The Gold Coast Connection put 6 on the board. And the Sun Devils, they'll open their defense with a touchdown on their first offensive possession.
Have a look. Really nice pump fake to the running back here. Kenny has a look and then goes back down the same thing again. I love when a coach goes, I saw that, let's just do it again.
Yeah, a lot of coaches, they'll want to wait. They'll come back to it later. What's stopping a coach from just coming back and going next play?
You can see that's a typical Rhinos play there. That linebacker went across with the running back, which basically left the middle of the field open.
Yeah.
Where does the safety go? Safety comes up. He gets beaten behind.
I think the Queensland looked like they called a great play call there. For me, it looked like some sort of cover 3 look there. The old Dirticals. A great answer for that. They try the PAT, Queensland. It is blocked by WA. The score will remain 6-0.
Yep, got some hands there.
So Marcus Westlake will soon be taking his offense back on the field. They would love a great return here from Endel to set him up, though.
It'll be interesting to see how they regroup. Go from there. Nice run, nice drive to Parry there with the 3rd down conversion. Another chance for special teams here. We'll see if Endel has the return. We want to see how deep this Queenslander can kick the ball.
And Saxby, we saw what he had first time round. Kept it low.
You'll notice the sun's come out, everyone. Basically, we had a really overcast morning. The field was quite dewy. It's quite wet. And now it's the sun coming out. Nice little breeze. It's very, very nice.
And a lovely amount of glare.
It's okay. I think we'll just get some towels, get some newspapers, go full on
there we go.
Italian. You see in the background there, I want to give a shout out to Kennard's Hire. They provided scaffolding.
They did last minute. Making sure we have the best angles possible to give to you as we have a ball falling on the tee here in the run-up attempt.
The wind is not that big. Just trying to get how we go.
Tom Saxby, kicker, but also defensive tackle. Ball is up another
That's a better
line
kick.
drive. It will sit.
And go under.
Ooh, actually gets it inside the 20, goes underneath Endel's legs. He's going to have to look for space now, but he is being chased quite relentlessly. He's trying to find the sideline. The Sun Devils don't allow him to him, and they stop him inside the 10. Matter of fact, he might have got to the 6.
Again, one of those things I sort of hate to see is lateral rather than north and south. You can see it went under his legs there. He's had a look. Started to go backwards a little bit there.
He's done the best he could with it, but I always wonder, those line drive kicks, they're the hardest to return sometimes, these squibs and whatnot. They actually limit your return game more than a big, healthy kick driving.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's one of the things I love doing as special teams coach, is just mix it up. Everyone expects it to be a nice high kick, and you can time, just squib it and find out what happens. You know where it's going as a kicker.
Half the time. Here goes the man again, Endel, taken down nicely after his short gain. David Christie with his signature submarine style.
Again, you can see a lot of the, I'll call it the 45-degree rule. I mean, basically, have a look. We go across there, running at 45 degrees, not getting upfield, and you can see maybe that's part of the game plan of WA, is to get outside and not have to deal with the big boys in the middle. But Queensland so far have got some good outside linebackers that are up to the task.
Led by Connor Ellis, who actually played defensive end 2 years ago at a much bigger frame. He's since slimmed down notably and is now a sideline linebacker. Under pressure here, and the ball is actually lost. This could be a safety. No, they're going to mark it as an incomplete pass. We couldn't quite see that in the
initial. Interesting. I thought this was going to be a reverse pivot pitch to the running back.
They're saying that he's propelled it forward. Just all it needs to be an inch forward, not even that.
Okay, so
he's very lucky that he got that forward, not laterally.
Exactly. So look, as far as I'm concerned, that is a safety because the pitch has gone backwards. It has been batted down into the end zone by a Queensland player.
We have no video replays in on day one here.
But I will say, the referees see what they see in real time.
Exactly right.
So
easy to say with all the angles,
exactly
right.
We have. We've gone back and had a look at it. I will say that technically should have been a safety. But more concern to me though is the mistiming of the reverse pivot pitch to the running back for WA. They've just got to get that timing right, and doing it so close down to their own end zone almost result in.
Let's take a look at it again.
You can clearly see Endel is behind the QB.
Knocking that down is Tyrone Tofiano again. Geez, he was one grab away from there, waltzing in with his 6-pointer of his own.
The only way he could have improved that, Kenny, was catching it and running into the end zone and take the 6.
Forward.
Yeah. Something to, maybe he can work on.
Take the forward pass out of the equation and just take it yourself. And then argue whether it's a fumble recovery or an intercept.
And just touching on the referees, I believe they have a conference for the last 2 days.
They have, yes.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's great when we finally have referees get together from everywhere and talk about what they do and how to do it. And
also developing consistency over the states.
Absolutely.
Miles Newman, head of the referees, is emceeing that he has been for the last 2 days.
I think that's a great initiative.
I think so too. Westlake.
3rd and about 7.
In the pistol. Handoff again. We still haven't seen that arm from Marcus Westlake. They choose to keep it on the ground. The interesting about the running game, we've observed almost 2 drives now. A lot less power ISO sort of stuff. They've had to rely on what looks like a little more inside-outside zone, and exactly. I think that probably has a lot to do with the size of linemen they're bringing to this tournament.
And I think, look, it's the right idea for these guys because at the end of the day, Coach Don Lighton always said football was about angles and leverage. And basically, if you have a sizable team like Queensland, you're not going to beat them straight up. So you've got to pick an angle that you can win. And I think that's what they're trying to do. So they had a fairly good punt last time. I said 4th and 6. Let's see how they go. A little bit of pressure.
It's a good punt. It's into the hands of Shanks. Shanks looking for space. He's from the Sunshine Coast and he's got speed. Boy, has he got speed! Looking for a special teams touchdown, and that's exactly what he's going to get. Calder Shanks. Flags not to be seen on that one.
Nope.
Queensland add their 2nd touchdown via special teams. from Calder Shanks from the sunny coast.
This is going to be a great angle here, Kenny. Look, coming across. That's perfectly legal. 58, good job. Tyrone again. Gee, Tyrone's having a great game.
He's in amongst it. Coach, we didn't even get a chance to hype up Calder Shanks and what we've seen from him. Now, I asked, at club level, he plays quarterback. He also plays free safety, can play a wide receiver. We did see a big block there in the middle of the field. As we soon see Jaden Paludan try to attempt a PAT here. First one blocked by WA. Low snap, but it's collected. It is up, and it is good. The score is now 13-0. Calder Shanks, the best thing you can say about him is he's straight up an athlete with football in hand.
Absolutely. I mean, for those who watch the Queensland live stream, and especially when the Sunshine Coast plays, I know, Kenny, you called a couple of games. That's the name we're calling all the time.
Exactly
It's just
right.
Shanks. And it's great to see him actually in an all-star environment here, that he doesn't have to be that one guy from a team. Now you can actually let him be an athlete on a bunch of athletes.
I asked Coach Booker in my media chat with all the coaches leading up to the tournament. I said, I'm intrigued. Where are you playing him? Going to play him a free safety? Is he a package quarterback? Is he a running back even? Wide receiver? And he goes, we're playing Shanks in a position I like to call get him the damn ball. So that gives you an idea of what they might want to do with him this tournament.
Oh, I like that. That's a good attitude. You just have some of those people that you just need to get them the ball. I mean, Koopy to Arlo is a great example for me with the 2018 Sun Devils. And cloud covers come over again. This is the block I want to have a look.
58?
No, that was all great. There was another angle there. Was it a block in the back? Did we care? I mean, it happened. This will be the one here. So if you look at the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
Yeah, clear 77 there. Clear block in the back.
Got away with one
Frankie.
there, Frankie Tinilau.
Don't need to go and do that. The ball is on the other side of the field. You don't need to do anything.
Here comes Saxby again. Kicking back to Andel. His third return of the day. Second one, not great.
Is he going to go to the right again? He's still trying to go to the right.
This one is Della Franca. Della Franca is taken down outside the 20.
All three returns for Endel have been at least trying to get to the right hash, whether something that's set up or that's the way he's just favouring. You can see he's already on the left hash. Just get up the field now.
He's thrown to the ground there by Jet Bond. Della Franca hailing from the Curtin Saints. But talking more about this offensive line, I want to highlight their number 73. Samuel Allison, the younger brother of Dom Allison. You can definitely see they're both big boys. Look at that build, though. That's one of the ideal builds you want for an outside zone left tackle.
I met him yesterday again. I hadn't seen him since Mexico. I said, this is a football tournament, not a basketball tournament.
Look at that. Look at those arms. And they've got
First
that
catch.
ball away. We get a catch there, and that's a first down for the Raiders. He's finding Lockie Pink, the experienced Lockie Pink.
And I'll tell you what, Lockie Pink's looking sharp too. Oh, great hands. Great hands. Coach Wolf will be happy with Lockie Pink there because he's had a shave and cut his hair because he has a real job now. So Lockie Pink actually looking very sophisticated and stylish.
Yeah, he's one returning from last summer. I'll see how an outback sojourn amongst all that.
Nice little job, I think, of Marcus Westlake there of getting out of the pocket and throwing on the run. Let's see if we can see more of that.
Well, they're going to rely on him again. He climbs the pocket now, looking for a man downfield, throws as he gets hit. The ball sails over the heads of everyone. WA looking for a flag. There is
a
one
flag.
on the field. They might have got a PI here, and they'll continue to move down the field if that's the case.
The flag for me is in the wrong spot for PI, but a really nice job there from Marcus. Look at him. The eyes are downfield. Eyes are still downfield. Wants something. Right up to the last second. That could have been. I might agree with that. Wasn't ineligible downfield.
It's actually against WA. So on passing plays where you see the quarterback throwing the ball, ladies and gentlemen, if you're unfamiliar with our sport, the big guys blocking for him, they can't go downfield until that ball's thrown.
3 yards.
3 yards, sorry. Downfield. So,
that's why the whole RPA system works.
So you've got to wait for that quarterback. You can only go 3 yards until that quarterback releases the ball, and you can start getting down there. And boy, you want those big boys getting down there or not.
But gee, that was I'm impressed by their Marcus with eyes downfield. That's good stuff. Let's see what he does. Everybody shifting, getting to the outside.
Lockie Pink on an end around. Great block. And he gets...
Alex Endel, I think that was.
Jump.
Isaiah. Number 9, is it Isaiah?
Well, we're getting confused between 5s and 9s. I think it actually was Endel in the Outback helmet.
Magnificent block on the corner.
And you'll see it right here. Gets down low, cuts his man.
Really good pursuit though by Queensland. So look, a great all-round play by WA and great pursuit by Queensland. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see. This is great stuff. 3rd down, Kenny, and about 4.
Comes Westlake's first real test here. His first 3rd down conversion, where they'll trust him with the ball. He finds Pink underneath. Can he get enough for the first down? He will be taken down short. They are in territory where most coaches will consider going for it. And he's taken down there by number 2. That is Derek Yuga from the Brisbane Rhinos. Although last time he was playing for Queensland, he was actually representing the Western Cougars.
Oh, wow.
So, Western Cougars folded in between now and last tournament, so a lot of their players absorbed the different clubs. Yuga and Gossan Kaniki, who lit up last tournament for Queensland, found themselves with the Brisbane Rhinos. Claremont Gents product is under pressure.
Oh, look out.
Shakes it, Eli Manning style. He's still on his feet, but taken down. The evasiveness was impressive to begin with, but he is taken down for what is a huge loss for the Raiders on 4th down. But multiple flags being thrown here, but it looks like in the area of holding.
Just want to give a shout out to everybody who's contacting us on social media. Thank you very much. I sent some questions about the live stream and schedule and games and things like that, but give us a shout out. Remember, hashtag the letter J, NATS 2019, JNATS.
For those who might be asking about the screen, for those who might be asking questions about the down and distance on the thing, we are down short one of the officials today, so we don't have someone on the ball for that, but we will keep you abreast the down and distance and ball position for the day one.
Again, we've come over a little bit cloudy, but the wind's picked up a little bit.
There's another returning player there, number 72 for the Queensland offensive line. That's sent to Charlie Evans, oldest player on the Queensland Sun Devils team.
Oldest player. It's 2nd down and 10. Going with the spread again. I think this is what the Queensland side will start to do. Low snap.
Throws to his left, finding Shanks in the open.
Get him the ball.
One tackle, but he's taken down nicely by one of the big boys getting out to the flat. It might have been
to Declan Morris there getting out. Really nice job there. That's good hustle.
Fantastic.
Adam Parker. Good hustle to get out there. Once you see that ball go, let's just go.
That's what you want from your interior guys, right?
Exactly right. Always used to have to make sure the ball's thrown beyond the line of scrimmage, then go. There's that swing pass again, going
deep
for the middle.
Again. He's got Paludan in the middle again. He's overthrown it, and that's another 6-pointer.
I want to see the wide shot of this, Paul Mills and crew. This would be a great one here. So again, they swing that running back out, which I believe takes the linebacker, and then basically it's almost just like a pick play or read play off the safety. He goes in, you go out. He goes out, you go in. It's 4th down. Brings up 4th down and about 7.
4th down now for the Sun Devils. Trips to the right.
Is Shapari going to keep it?
He will roll to that direction. Looking for a man. He's got Paludan.
The target. The target. He's walking.
Looks like he's moved the chains.
Moved the chains.
So that's enough for a 1st down.
Nice little route combo out here. You've got 2 guys in the same area, which may have been a mix-up.
Maybe not deal, but operating on the high-low read in that particular situation. multiple receivers at different depths, or at least supposed to be at different depths.
Just run down and turn around. Run down and turn around. Pretty easy. It was almost a really good job there by WA, being able to stop him, but first down and 10.
Here we go. Chapari on first down. First and 10, you're right, not goal. And
Flags ahoy.
And false start on the Sun Devils. First false start of the tournament, I believe.
Oh, the wheels are coming off now, Kenny.
It's all over now.
It's all over. I think we are 12-minute quarters.
12-minute
IFAF
quarters
rules.
of the IFAF ruling. Not 15 for those who are used to watching either NCAA football or NFL.
First down to 15 after the penalty. 5-yard penalty. Going to go to trips. Looks like to the short side.
Yeah, they're sticking to trips on that side. Chapari under centre.
Watch the left side.
With Nielsen at running back. He'll fake a pitch to him now. He'll take it himself. Shaking and baking. Now working up against the grain, and the Raiders have got him, but he still manages to push for a couple of yards. Ultimately, a great job done there by the Raiders.
Nice job. It's always scary when he dances around like that. Number one, for the ball. But number two, that he can break anything. So really good support there eventually from Raiders coming up. Nice job. Looks like I've got a hold. Got a penalty there, or some signals. Just looking for the down chain. Yes, penalty against Queensland there, Kenny. I think it was a hold. So now that looks to be first down and about 25. So the dancing around, there was a holding during the dancing around. Let's see if they at least just try and get back to the sticks, or they go for the touchdown.
Chapari back looking to his right, looking for his... Oh, I thought it was Paladon again. This time it's Jet Bond.
Jet Bond. This would be a great shot here. Look, over the middle of the field. Just a nice seam. Double slants, double seam. If the safety stays over the top, then throw it underneath. If the safety comes down, throw over the top. Great play call. Great design.
Coverage on the play. Oliver Harper. Here we go again. This time spread. We've got two either side of the lineman. Kawachapari. He's going to throw the swing this time to Nielsen. Nielsen's picked up a block on the outside. Going down the left sideline now and takes a shot, but gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Making the tackle there for WA is Connor McFillin.
Made up a good 15 yards there. Nice little play. A little bad angle there from the corner. He had him there. The corner decided to come inside, which gave the running back room to get to the outside. Coaches will fix that. That's a big chunk of yardage now. Basically, it's only third and about 8.
Got themselves back to the original position. They're a couple of yards. The original line of scrimmage is about 12 yards out from pay dirt. Trips left. No, sorry, that's the running back. Spread again.
Wheel route.
Are you done on a wheel in the corner of the end zone? Coverage is good, but there is a flag on the field. Knocking that ball away was Connor Youngfree. The free
That's
safety.
a great job. Connor Youngfree, well done. Hey, great route, great read, good pass.
And I think what might be the stitch up here is that he hasn't turned his head around.
Oh, that has nothing to do with it. Don't give me this turning the head around crap. And I mean that sincerely, because the rules state basically, did you impede the receiver? So that what basically means, did you make physical contact and impede him or her from catching it? Doesn't matter if you turn your head around. Doesn't matter if you have your arms up for face guarding. You don't physically touch them.
Yeah, somewhere down the line, a lot of the interpretations came that you had to be physically, intentionally playing at the ball.
Yeah, no, that's a lie.
Sort of like the whole pass the horizontal rule in rugby league.
Yes.
Everyone assumes that's the call, but it's not. It's about putting him in dangerous position.
And I'm
Same
happy.
sort of thing applies here.
Call me on 1-300 Hollywood. But basically, yeah, it's physical impede. Otherwise, everything else is free play.
2x2 once again. Here comes Nielsen. They'll try to punch it in. And that's exactly what they'll do. Zachary Nielsen in for Queensland's third score of the day.
Nice little, it's just an inside left, and you'll see him bounce it back to the right once he gets through the hole. So aiming for the left guard, plant the foot in the ground. Nice job.
Senator Charlie Evans didn't even have to block anyone on that particular play.
Zachary Nelson, really nice job here. Great angle here, you can see there, outside, plant it back in. Nice work.
The PAT attempt here.
Good job by the big hogs up front. Timeout WA.
I will confirm that I think the score should be, as of right now, should be 19-0. Queensland missed their first PAT.
Kenny always on point.
And just do be patient with us with the scoreboard. As I said, usually we have an official in Houston, as I call it, the live stream HQ, who's supposed to be all over clock management, down management, etc., etc. But all our officials who aren't on the field are in conference at the moment. So
yes.
We've got our lovely team at LSB trying to
Who
cover
planned
up
that? Miles Newman. Who planned that? Come on now.
But
there needs to be some synergy.
a little bit of patience might be required from our audience here on day one. Now, there's plenty of meat on the offensive line for Queensland, isn't there? And sounds like our audio might be coming through to the ground now. It's a bobbled snap. Paludan's going to have to try his best, but he'll get lassoed to the ground by Oliver Harmer.
Nice job there from WA. Just got to fix that. Oh, Peter Steve, our tournament director, actually being ball boy. Gee, that's great.
Right, if you're going to be a tournament deck, you've got to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, exactly right. He's doing a great job. He's done a great job so far.
Last shout out to was Queensland's Ben Center Party, who started his day with a nice calf massage each morning, racking up those miles.
And to live stream Brisbane, if you can give me a shot of the chain crew too, anytime. I just want to see, I want to show the people at home the most experienced, overqualified chain crew you've ever seen in your life.
We'll see if we can get that later into production. But you can see here in Narrabeen, some folks coming here on this Sunday morning to check out some under-19s Nats football. Saxby gets us underway once again. Here goes Della Franca returning, and he will get this back to just shy of the 25 after Queensland's failed PAT attempt.
You can see Peter Steve, the tournament director there. You can see Della Franca doing exactly the same thing that Endall did. So there's obviously some sort of deliberate play to get it to the right side.
The ground's a bit lighter over there.
Downhill, there's an Uber waiting. At some points, Kenny, as I said, you just got to either take it up, set something up a bit. If they kick it to the right hash, why are you trying to run it all the way over to the left? But obviously the coach has got a plan. First down and 10, WA. I want to see them get out of their own half before the quarter.
Slake is back with Endall, and I think that might be Della Franca, the running two backs. No, it isn't. He is taken down behind, and they might have stripped the ball out. Whistles weren't heard. This is going to be Queensland ball.
Is that Tyrone again?
Or he was amongst it, whether he actually caused it.
55 there. Nicholas Larson. He was shot out of a cannon. Oh, they're calling it second down. They're calling it second down.
This will be interesting, because I didn't hear a whistle.
No, what I saw, Kenny, and again, referees have it real time with no replay. What I saw was absolute pressure on Endall straight through the line, a strip. This will be a great camera angle. Oh, you had me here. This will be a great angle. Watch the strip, 55, great pursuit. Yep, there is a strip while he's up, the knees aren't down.
Yeah, it was Tyrone Tafaona.
Tyrone, you are having a man of the match performance, my friend.
And WA is going to try and calm things down and take a time out here. I think Tyrone, unlucky not to get that call.
And let's not forget that's twice now, so he could have had the safety. His pressure, I mean, let's look at the flip side of that. He's getting a lot of pressure on that centre. Yep, straight through the gap there. I can see what they're trying to do, WA, with the angles, trying to angle block him, but you've got to stay with him. You can't just push and turnstile.
Yeah, Coach Booker's notes on him, he said, I'm really excited to see how we go in the tournament because, quite frankly, we can't gauge his ability yet because he had, through training camp, was giving their offensive line such a hard time, and he was like, I don't know if he's that good or our offensive line needs that much work. I think fair to say this game might be suggesting it's the former.
Exactly right. But I mean, look, as a subjective coach, you sit there and go, that was a great shoot through at an angle, but the centre for WA needs to improve on that block. So, can we gauge if it was all him or if it was the centre would let him through? So we'll just have to find out. But I think he's going to have a great tournament.
I think so too. Sun returns here at Narrabeen, as does the lovely glare on our monitors. So second and what appears to be about 18 double sticks.
Single back with a wing for WA.
And Westlake will look to throw this over the middle. He was looking for his outside man, and Jacob O'Halloran falls incomplete.
Okay.
Try to MacGyver.
Now you keep your clipboard, Kenny. For those at home, I mean, wish we could have the live stream in the car. We could show you what we're trying to do. Just deal with the glare. Probably have to do it like the Northern Territory driving and get a blanket for the front window.
In any case, Marcus Westlake on first down hits the back of a Queensland defender, inadvertently getting a pass defence there as Ezekiel Cowtype.
A little bit of miscommunication. Knew where he wanted to go. Just got to step up. Every throw should be the hardest one you ever throw. There we go. I think he did that.
There we go.
Can't see the down marker there, Kenny. Twisted there.
I think we're looking at 2nd and 10. Westlake under pressure, and he'll be taken down. The rush gets to him. Looking like number 55, Nicholas Lawson.
Doing good so far. That's a pretty good job by WA for their standards. They had some time there. They just couldn't find anybody open. Nice job there. They're going to learn from that. They either got to get the QB out of the pocket or have a quicker pass to get ready for what's happened there. But basically, that wasn't too bad a job by WA O-line. Just ran out of time. 3rd down and about 16. Oh, 3rd and 18. We've got our...
There we go.
There we go.
Looks like... Oh, and another hard sack taken down. Westlake not having a great start to this second half of his drive, taken down this time by Tyrone, and they won't take him down. They won't take that one off him. He's on the stat sheet.
I'm just watching the sidelines, both sidelines, Kenny, just how they run off and what they go to. Do they go to a meeting straight away? What's the body language like? Is just watching the QB for WA now. It doesn't seem too fussed. It's very, very important to keep the mental state of these young men and women in the game.
And they'll be punting away here. WA sends it downfield, almost blocked, but it's a good punt, but it's going into the arms of Calder Shanks. Can't field it on his first attempt. Shakes away one tackle and he touches the ground. Coverage will get him there.
Flags ahoy.
Won't have a repeat of last punt.
Flags ahoy on the WA sideline. Things will happen down here.
effectively
just
tackle
out of screen.
complete there.
There you go. You can see the flags on screen. Again, Kenny, you and I have been broadcasting for a long time, and I always say, if you have someone like Shanks, why are you kicking it to him?
Get that ball out of bounds.
Kick it out of bounds, or kick it away from so your gunners have time to get down there. Don't kick it straight down his throat. Shanks is a dangerous player. I'm sure. I bet my hat he's going to return a couple more for TDs throughout this whole tournament.
And you have a nice collection of hats, mate.
This might be a little
I
bit
think it was possibly claiming a block in the back there by Allison. And getting the official call, that is the end of the first quarter. So these teams will swap sides. WA will now be running left to right on your screen. The Sun Devils right to left.
And some of you might be looking at home going, this is an odd field. Well, it's actually set up for the athletics track. So this is the New South Wales Academy of Sport here at Narrabeen in Sydney, Australia. And basically it's set up for track and field. It's not set up for gridiron.
All right, we're going to take a short break here as the team's change squad will be back in a moment.
Hello, Paul Mills, live streaming Brisbane.
Yes, hello. Do you only do live streaming?
No, we do all sorts of video production, from television commercials through to corporate videos. We even teach students how to film and edit. We've got 17 years worth of television production, from programs to series to websites to social media.
But you only work in Brisbane?
No, we don't just work in Brisbane. We actually travel all over Australia, and in the last few years we've worked in Perth and Sydney, Melbourne, Darwin, Adelaide, Toowoomba, Gold Coast, as well as Brisbane. Our equipment is very portable.
So what genius came up with your dumb name then?
Back here at Narrabeen, Junior Nats 2019, Kenny Andres, John Hollywood Rowe for game one of the national tournament for the under-19s. Queensland taking on WA, where the Sun Devils, they lead 19-20. Trying to get clarification on that, but I'm pretty certain it's 19. As we see a carry here from quarterback Gorka Wachapari. He's got the moves.
He's got room.
He's got some speed, adds a stiff arm to his repertoire, and that'll take him close to halfway.
He will be the dangerous man. That's what I'd be fearing as any opposition is if he decides to do this.
Just getting vision to our monitor once again. But yes, you were saying about Gorka Wachapari.
Yeah, if he's just got wheels. He's one of those guys that he can hoik it if he needs to. That's right. Let's go over here. All right, Paul, we got it. We're just doing some running things here in the commentary booth.
We lost you there for a quick moment. As
I did my best commentary with.
Yeah, you missed one of the best calls ever. As Queensland
Zayn Gregorovic there with an ankle tap. That was great stuff from number 11. WA just got the ankle tap there.
And good on you for not shying away from a tough last name there, Coach.
I think I watched a movie the other day and it was similar. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7.
Wachapari pitches out to Nielsen. Nielsen's got some space. He gets past halfway now, lowers the shoulder, and will get a first down. The tackle made there by the defensive back and Connie Youngfree.
Connor, I want everyone to check out number 19 here. I think it's Ryan Evans, the corner. Comes down, sheds the block, and then shoots over and makes the tackle. Or at least gets the correct angle and with number 23. That was a really nice job. So you can see that the play's going to go outside of you. No point in dancing and trying to block your offensive guy. Get out to the outside.
Queensland now into WA territory.
And 1st and 10. Staying with the spread.
Wachapari. 2 by 2. 2 receivers either side. Low snap. He's looking to his left. Launching left. He's got 1-on-1, and it's almost... I wouldn't say intercepted, but it's knocked away by a WA defender. I think in probably Ephraim Smith. He just launched these. Looking to Paludan. 84, sorry, on the coverage. That's Kai Torsvik from the Rocky Vipers. Represented quite healthily in this Raiders outfit.
You can see there, Kenny, that WA are going with many in the box, which is what's leaving Jaden and several receivers open. It's 1-on-1 basically, so 7-on-7 as we say. So you can count the box here, and WA I think are worried about either the inside-outside zone, the quarterback run, which is loud leaving. Oh, they've spread out now. So looking for a pass here, WA.
It'll be a read option. Kawacha Pari's got the ball for a first down, and will be taken down after an 11-yard scamper.
Nice job.
Well, right now, Queensland seemingly just have an answer for whichever way WA wants to leave open.
Yeah, and I think that's the great thing about the playbook. Is it gives you, it's very versatile, gives you options, and you can see Pari there. He's having a good chat to the receivers and the O-line before the snap. So I think it's a good job that they've given a little bit of freedom. It's 1st and 10.
With first down under belt, Kawacha marching this offense down quite nicely. Paludan in the left slot. They give it to Nielsen though. Nielsen bounces out to the left-hand hash. He's past it now, using some speed dancing with the sideline. Sideline wins that tackle. But Nielsen grabs a good chunk of yardage.
Nice job by Nielsen here. Good little blocks inside. Just missed there.
Nielsen
WA have got to take the correct angles.
Tries his best. He's Nielsen carrying the rock now in the shadow of a couple of big name Queensland running backs. Obviously, Ben Kari is off in the stateside. Griff Roberts,
Stateside.
also stateside. I know his parents are also tuning in. Hello, guys. Nielsen now looking for the end zone. Won't quite get there, but they'll continue to push.
Kenny, our action's almost right in front of us here.
Yeah, for once we can maybe look at the field rather than the monitor. I'll tell you what, if there's a PI, we'll see it now. Tackled there by number 23, Sam Oldfield, one of the returning linebackers.
Up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
4-down lineman for WA here on the goal line. It'll be a pass on the goal line, looking for Paludan.
Nice
Paludan finds the end zone, stretches over the pylon, and he picks up his second TD for the tournament.
I really do love a really good out route, just a speed out route. Nice outside slant, inside speed out route combo, and just pick it.
That'll bring the score to 26-0. Official scoring, I'm told. With 8:23 remaining, so it looks like we can rely on the actual information we're getting. PAT by the touchdown scorer in Paludan. Very deliberate stance. It's a high snap, but it is collected nicely, and that PAT is waved away. By my count, he's made 1 from 3 so far.
And Kenny, will we start to see with this lead, Queensland just go for 2?
Yeah, it's one of those things, but I think it's a coaching decision about whether you just want to persist with it and try to get it right by the end of the tournament. I guess at the end of the day, it also gives you field goal practice, I suppose, if that comes in handy.
Listening to a really good coaching podcast recently, if you're going to fail quick. And don't stick with it. So if something's not working, get out of it. It's a good podcast.
I don't think that's a good coaching point, to be honest. I think a lot of coaches, myself, certainly went through that during my coaching days. If you game plan for something so hard, you don't want to let go of that time. But if it's not working, you're only hurting yourself.
And it's often saying, we spent so much money already. Well, you're going to spend more by staying with it, so get out.
I think there's a lot of life lessons to be learned through that.
Podcast, who would have thought? Kenny learning, who would have thought?
Yeah, certainly not my teachers.
I'm watching the. You know me, Kenny. I love the wind here, so I'm looking at the streamers on the field here. So there is a bit of wind. It'll be going from left to right as you look at the screen. End or back to return.
I think they really need something special for him right now. This game is really starting to get away from them. Maybe look to their leadership.
Here we go, second level.
Then on the second line, usually those guys aren't noted returners, but they'll take it forward past the 30, so the field position's solid regardless.
So I think, you're right there, Kenny. If you're watching Queensland right now, they've only had one really good kickoff, so you'd be moving Endel, and the other returner, I think it's Kobe.
It is, last time it was Delafranco.
I'll be moving them up to the 2025, and if they do happen to kick over the top, well, that's a rarity.
Yeah, well, Saxby, he's not getting a lot of distance, but he is. It almost feels like he's somehow slowing this ball down in the air.
Exactly.
And his running team, his kickoff unit is getting down there.
Exactly,
quick,
and that's okay. It's a good starting field position here for WA. It's about the 32.
Yeah, there's Lockie Pink in the right slot. He will block on this particular play. It's the outside screen. Was told we'd see a lot of that. That reception is made by Jacob O'Halloran.
Nice footwork, nice job, nice arm. Steps and throws. That's a great throw. Good run.
O'Halloran, one of the few West Side Steelers in this Raiders team, and WA will get a cheeky little piggyback there with a neutral zone infraction. Simply put, the defensive line moved
Is it Frankie Tinolau? Is that how you pronounce it?
That's the pronunciation. Was that the guy who jumped?
No, I was just saying he's the only guy that didn't. He was still in his 3-point stance and had not moved. I thought that was quite funny. Everybody on the right side went. Frankie was still in the stance.
I'll lord them over that in film session. You're looking actually at change of D-line now. Number 12, we've seen him kicking the ball right now, but that's number 12, Tom Saxby, a defensive tackle. As I mentioned, plays quarterback for the Bayside Ravens.
Bayside Ravens.
And in the most recent Sun Bowl. Reminds me of a...
yes, now I got you. Yeah, there we go.
Here we go, and it's end around. They tried this earlier. They had a little more success than they did this time. This one's stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Kifton Gibbs getting his first touch of the football.
This is never going to work if that end gets outside, which exactly did.
Making the initial play for the Sun Devils there.
Kane Macklin. That was a really nice job from Kane there. Just sees that motion, shoot outside because you've got to do that outside contain. Good heads up play. 3 down line for the Sun Devils.
They'll go to one of these bubble screens, but the Queensland defense is up way too quickly. Nicholas Larson this time cleaning up the end of the play there, and this is just digging the WA Raiders drive into a deeper hole here. Let's see if they choose to punt it, but they are down 26-0. Midway through the second quarter.
I'd be interested to see have we had the change up from Queensland there in terms of we had 3 down linemen. We had 4 on the line, but 3 down linemen, 1 standing up quite wide, which tells me they're spreading outside. So you can see that Queensland are basically saying, WA, you can't run up the middle. We are now going to go to the outside and stop you from throwing to the outside or stop the running backs getting to the outside. It's a nice little cat and mouse chess match here.
It's all right when you got one unit defending really well, which is the interior of that Queensland line. Allows you to make those change here on 4th down. They'll choose to punt it. It'll be a nice high punt.
Oh, that's in the back.
Block in the back there. No flag from what we can see though. But Josh Bowes getting away here. Calder Shanks has got some space. He'll advance it to the WA Raiders 35. I'm surprised it's standing, to be honest. I think we both saw that from our angle.
Referees Kenny and Johnny. I see Shanks making some good yards there even.
Franca this time, making the tackle on the defensive side of the special teams. There's another name you might Recognising the coaching staff, there's Lance Tonga Kilo there on the left side of the polo.
That's T.
There's once again Tour and a Honda.
Honda's watching on the sideline there. Big Dom Allison cowboy hat. Team manager Sarah down the sideline there. There's Wally, our trainer. You might know him from the women's outback, the men's outback, the junior outback. He just loves being around football.
He's always appreciated characters like Warren. Well, the amount of times you need something, they're the ones to answer the call for you.
And he's doing some great stuff too at this moment. He's, I think, doing a lot of walking around the Blue Mountains and getting Kokoda Trail ready and things like that. And after 2 new knees, and someone who does a lot around the NRL and also for Gridiron Australia.
As we call a man with zest for life. 26-0 halfway through the second quarter. The defending champions have a solid grasp of this game over the WA Raiders.
Very good chat here.
Oh, it turns out there was a flag thrown. It was just out of screen here, and that's against Queensland. And that was on 4th down. So
Still Queensland's ball,
still
but just
Queensland ball, but
negates the return.
But I will reiterate that for the audience there, because it happened after the change of possession, i.e. Calder Shanks receiving the football. Queensland will retain possession, but they will be penalised the 15 yards for the block and the back penalty.
Receiver spread out very wide to the right on the left hash, almost a slant nothing play.
This will be a give for getting his first carry here is Curtis Fallon May. And we got a solid gain there on his first carry.
Nice work. So we're seeing a change up now of positions, running backs. Have we seen a change up of quarterback yet?
No, Court Chapari, I think, is still running the shots. Backing up for Queensland is Kanan Tompkins, another Stingrays player, but it's the Stingrays Juniors quarterback.
Yes, yep. There's a good shot. There's a good shot of your centre.
Shows you ripped already on day one.
They're down in the trenches doing the hard work.
Court Chapari given to Fallon May again. Fallon May squirts through for a first down.
Seeing the signal for first down. See, nice job the Stingrays, the Queensland Sun Devils there. There's a lot of Stingrays helmets there on the line. Just doing the nice, turnstile block, but staying with it, which opens up those holes. Don't need to hold them up straight ahead. Let the defensive line go where they want to go and just keep pushing them that way. And that was a great angle there. You can see that the running back has to choose from the spaces he wants to go. 7 up in the box here for WA.
4 down lineman. Court Chapari to receiver's other side flanking him. He moves Fallon May to his left. He'll start looking downfield. Throws short though to his favourite receiver so far, Paludan, and he'll be taken down by 2 WA Raiders defenders.
Nice job of keeping contact of the ball there. You can see the coach on the sideline was signalling the same thing that Chapari was signalling, so they saw the same thing. It's one of those times there where Jaden can almost lose that ball because he's spinning at the same time, and the cornerback is coming up to make the tackle. That's a good job of ball security there, and a good wrap by WA.
Gorovich, primary tackler on that play, as well as Harmer over the top. Court Chapari moves Grew to his right. Give it to Connor Grew. Connor Grew will get a carry. He'll charge forward. A huge block at the end there by the Queensland wide receiver, staring him down as well. It's number 8 in Tom Ferguson.
Uni Thunder. First down and 10.
A little different for the Raiders. I think in previous years they've gone and put the names on the back of the jerseys. Opted just to go with the just the team name on the back.
Spread. The player better get his mouth guard in. Drop right there.
We'll get a couple of them. Paludan right slot as well. Oh, that really should cost him a timeout, but it won't. And ironically, he'll also be the guy to catch the football. No, he won't. He'll drop it. Still dangling. I'd be making a ruckus. We bring this story every junior nats between you and I. I was playing fullback. I ran a play. It was outside zone. And you've just been screaming from the ACT sideline. Fullback's got his mouthpiece out.
That's right. Play within the rules. Andres.
I was smart enough to somehow land a block and put my mouth guard into the same
He's
play.
got it back in now. Second
Here
down
we go.
10. Still with the spread. Left hash.
Chupari looking downfield, looking for Paludan
That's a
again,
good
and he's
ball.
got it.
That's a
A
great
thing of
pass.
beauty.
Oh, has he dropped it?
Whoa, Queensland certainly not.
Has he dropped it?
Let's see if we can get a look in that. The umpires it has been called a touchdown.
Either A, has he said, gee, this is a great pass. Just put it over the top, lead him. Knees down.
He's beating
No, that's fine.
linebacker Jack Collins there for the touchdown. They might have to look at getting a DB on him.
Just throw it up. Down the hash.
'Cause that's twice now he's beaten them on a vertical pattern from the slot.
There we go. Is it a PAT?
This time Saxby taking over kicking duties from Paludan.
I think he's hurt himself, that's why.
And it is up, and it is good. So Saxby now 1 from 1. See Queensland returning here. Obviously, we've got 2 more games, 3 games a day each game day here for Junior Nats. All teams competing in each game day. After this, we have got New South Wales welcoming back Victoria to the Junior Nationals
Great.
fold.
That's a rival, Kenny. That's a matchup I want to see from the stands because back in the day when I played Gridiron, Canberra didn't have a squad, so we had to be in the New South Wales team, and that New South Wales versus Vic rivalry in the early 90s was vicious. So whenever you say New South Wales versus Vic, it's like, woohoo, let's go.
Well, hopefully, it's been a little while now. Victoria hasn't competed since 2013, I believe. Or 2012, sorry. I remember because I was coaching in that Nationals.
That was back in the day when the New South Wales Wolverines used to be called the New South Wales Blue Devils. In the early 93, 94. See, that wind's picked up. And we've got some grey clouds over top.
We were 50-50 on rain today. Hopefully it stays on the good side of 50-50.
It'll be right. I think just we're down near the coast. For those who don't know where we are, we're sort of Sydney's northern beaches, so we're down near the ocean.
Saxby, you just kicked a PAT. We'll kick it downfield. So
Look at this, trying to get to the outside again.
he's trying to pick up a block. He's forced out there, I think, by Yuga, and he'll take it forward into the 27.
I'd love to have the fitness tracker on Endel to see how many yards he's gone lateral compared to how many yards he's gone forward.
Looking to get on the scoreboard. Only just managed to crack the Queensland Sun Devils territory once so far today.
Yeah, just get a drive and go into half-time. Keep the ball all the way to half-time.
Edging closer, 2 minutes 30, 31 seconds away from the 2-minute warning.
6 in the box for Queensland. Bring back in 7.
There goes Andel back on the field, lowers the shoulder, cops a couple good shots, still falls forward.
That's great stuff though. Bounces back up, back to the huddle. Let's rock and roll.
Ball continues to run.
I don't doubt any of the toughness on anybody of these both teams. They'll hit, get back up and rock and roll again. Second down and about 8.
Also, there it is, the official 2-minute warning. So for those new to the game, it is a official's timeout. So the clock will officially stop at the 2-minute mark. Or perhaps not. So the teams, it'll become the game plan.
Here we go.
As we're going downfield, there's the arm from Westlake. It's got too much pepper behind it though. The intended pass was to Bailey Beckingham. Curtin Saints.
Good protection. Ball was going to be. It would have had to be a hell of a catch then. Making it. You can see Coach Honda on the sideline clapping their hands there. Got the protection that he wanted. Got the pass off, so that's a good thing. 3rd and 9.
2 outside rushes coming for Queensland. They'll send them both. Another outside screen, but it's shut down nicely by Queensland outside men making the tackle there. Max Schlatter. Moreton Bay Raptors. Moreton Bay Raptors president, Jason Garrity's out here, made the drive down.
That's a long drive.
Oh, I know, I did it.
You got to come inland and then down.
So,
shout out to all the parents that have. I knew a couple of road trainers that came down yesterday.
that's exactly right. I think each state probably has a whole cheer squad of parents coming down, making the trip to watch. We see plenty of those coming in for the when the home side takes the field next, I believe. Westlake. Looking left, keeps his eyes downfield, throwing to the flat here, but I think there was a miscommunication. He wanted to hit Kiffin Gibbs, but falls well long of him. And it might be because that little incident tangled up with Josh Bose.
There's flag. You can see the clothes flapping in the wind there.
A fun fact about the Raiders there, out of all the teams or the states competing, they're the only team not to change their logo in the last 3 tournaments.
What?
Yeah, still got that famous
What?
Raider logo. Queensland moving from the actual devil to the pitchfork. You got the Wolverines getting a full. Oh, and this one looks like possibly waves away. Queensland was applauding. Yeah, Queensland moved to the pitchfork. The Wolverines getting the whole New South Wales state program getting a redesign. The Eagles obviously back in, but now back in with new Eagles logo. And All Stars obviously brand new. And that's something we haven't even touched base on.
No.
The All Stars team will save that for when they compete. But here comes Greg Evers. And unfortunately, referee audio not quite on stage at the moment, but
we do look for the hand signals and bad lip reading from the commentary, but couldn't quite get that one.
we are seeing different units coming on.
First and 10 for New South Wales.
No, Queensland offense coming on, yep. Oh,
wow.
I'm hearing someone getting ejected, number 73 for Western Australia, which would be the left tackle.
It's Sam Ellison.
And Samuel Ellison.
That's very rare.
Ellison's whilst tough guys. Yep, just getting confirmation here. Personal foul against W. Ellison, which is after one. Getting ejected after one personal foul it means that it has to be a punch. So he's obviously thrown something. We didn't see it on camera.
No, if there is a chance, a
that's
replay, I'm not sure, but if we're too far gone.
That's why Queensland has moved so far into the end zone. Torrent Honda trying to get his team settled down. Queensland looking for another touchdown. Nielsen still pushing. Eventually tackled there by number 99, Ashley Raven. Queensland patiently and methodically managing their red zone appearance.
They're in a good position too.
They've proven they can do it either way. Happy to take it on the ground or through the air. Korchapari. He'll give Nielsen, looking for touchdown number 3. Won't get it.
Good call. Is Jaden back in, or is he still injured? Because I'd be looking for the speed out, which is what they
there
hit.
he is, right slot. Outside of him is Jet Bond.
Is he going to run the slant or is he going to the speed out?
He's also got Shanks on the backside. They will look to Paludan's way.
Yeah, there was the slant.
He wants it, and he'll throw to Jet Bond. It's too low, incomplete. And they'll have to take a reload and take another shot on third down. 11 seconds remaining here in the first half of the opening game of the 2019 JNATS.
I was watching Patrick Moore.
Patrick Moore?
Moore,
Mao,
yeah.
sorry, I think it is.
Mao, Patrick Mao, who's coming across the back of the end zone there, that backside looking open too. Let's see if Chapari hits him after he does his progression.
Shanks in motion.
Is he on the speed out?
Yes, he is, but will he get to
He's
it?
wide open too.
Chapari's going to throw to him, hits Shanks. Shanks picks up his first receiving touchdown, his second touchdown for the tournament. Calder Shanks adds to the Queensland lead.
Almost WA there on the pressure. Just got to keep the inside shoulder on the outside, so to speak, because WA can get him right here off
Wide
the corner.
open.
Don't go inside, go outside. Just a little responsibilities of once the scramble starts, you've still got responsibility.
Well, they chose to blitz there, and you're exactly right. He went in with the corner, leaving Shanks wide open. Paludan's back to attempt another PAT. Kick is up, and kick is good. I think that moves them to a 40 burger here in the first half.
Did you say burger?
I did say burger. Well, it's almost lunchtime. Timmy Reynolds, the offensive coordinator for Queensland, dapping up his players there.
Nice.
Former Queensland Sun Devil himself,
Yes.
both in men's and juniors.
It's just great to see levels, or next step of players and coaches and referees and things like that. It's just great that people stay in the game, I think. Full stop.
See if they're just calling it a half here. I think that's the case. Time did run out. I thought we might have been left with 1 second, but
5
since
seconds, something like that.
I've had the call that they're going to take it to the half. So that is halftime here in Game 1 of 2019 Junior Nationals. The Queensland Sun Devils, they've started their defensive campaign well. They lead the WA Raiders 40 points to nil here at halftime. Kenny Andres, John Hollywood Road will be back for the second half very shortly for more Australian Gridiron Nationals. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the opening game of the Junior AGL here in 2019. We're at Narrabeen, about an hour north from Sydney, and the Western Australian Raiders, they're going to try and dig into this lead set by Queensland in the first half. 39 points to nil is the official scoring, and here goes, don't tell me that's Calder Shanks. It is not, he's lead blocking. But Queensland, they will start with a ball and try to add to this already enormous lead they have over the Raiders.
That is a booming kick, Kenny. That's down to about the 5-yard line. A really nice angle wall set up there. That's a nice job of returning there due to that really nice high kick from WA. That's the first time, I think. No, the second time we've seen WA kick. Oh, no, the first time because they deferred.
They did. So
and that is the first time we have seen WA kick.
That was Jaden Paludan returning. The man has got 3 touchdowns in the first half.
New quarterback, Kenny?
Yep, they'll change it as Kanan Tompkins now taking the reps. Understandably. Now, something I will also notify, we will have a sped up second half. Under official IFAF rulings, or at least the ones we abide by here at the Australian national level, the mercy rule, and I know you hate this rule, is now in play. So it means we have a running clock. The clock will stop for no other reason apart from official ones. So, ball getting knocked out of bounds, even timeouts, I will not stop the clock.
2nd and 7.
And this will be kept
QB
by
keep.
Kanan Tompkins. He'll take a run. He'll pick up 5 yards. Not a noted runner of football, no slouch, but...
That'll get him warmed up, though, Kenny. I mean, that's his second snap in, and he's the quarterback now. Probably, let's bet the house on he's going to be the quarterback for the rest of the game. So just get those nerves out, give him a run, let him get smacked around.
Tackled out there by Connie Youngfree. But yes, once there is a 35-point margin, what we call the mercy rule kicks in, and that will move this clock to a running clock, and it will...
Receiver uncovered down to the bottom here, Kenny, and he's signalling to the quarterback as well. 3rd and about 2.
He's going to get a free release. They won't throw to him, though, and will be taken forward. Getting close to a first down. Matter of fact, it looks like the chains are moving. Curtis Fallon May.
Nice job, just keeping it on the ground, getting the first down. Let's see if there are many wholesale changes. Let's see how WA is going to go with this. Are they sticking with what they want to get ready for game 2?
By the way, we make an amendment to one of the players we were calling earlier, Patrick. We were calling him Mao. It's pronounced Moore.
More.
If you have any other pronunciation corrections, feel free to try to get them to us. And there goes Fallon May once more, picking up 6 yards of that carry.
That's not bad. You can't go broke making a profit.
How about this? Wind's picked up out of nowhere, Coach.
Oh, we've got the boot open. We've got Coach Wolf, who's in the back seat. Might have to get him to shut the back canopy.
That's exactly right. Coach Wolf will be joining us in the booth on game day 2. Got Coach Peter Toss coming in for the New South Wales SA.
Yeah, I think the afro, we don't have a sunroof in the car. The afro is going to have to get squashed in.
It's a lot more hair than I last saw him with.
Oh, great job there.
WA.
Is that number 50 or 51?
As long as
51.
Well, one of them is 58.
Adam Parker. Really nice job of slicing through that O-line there.
Also Josh Poeta getting through.
One of the easy ways to see if Charlie Evans has been replaced is does he have a rip in the shirt or not? But no, he's still on there.
And the Queensland receiver's a little lost now.
Is there any coverage out here at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, there you can see.
Oh, there he is. Just in shot there.
Number 25, Harmer. He's been busy today.
Motion everywhere, shifting everywhere.
Screen. And the pass is caught, but his knee was down, thus stopping the play. That is to Moore.
That could have been one of those really... it was 3rd and 7 then, Kenny. It's 4th down now. That could have been one of those nice little double plays where you have the swing out to the running back to the right, and there's actually a screen happening back to the left. Because I noticed half the offensive linemen going to the right, half the offensive linemen going to the left. So a nice little play call there.
That's really become the future of offensive football, hasn't it? All these packaged plays. Being able to run 3 plays out of 1 call.
Well, and we've discussed this many times, Kenny. Back in the days when Wolfie and I used to play, back in the 1800s, you'd have a wishbone or something in a play, and that's where exactly it was going, and you had 10 other people and the quarterback saying it's going there. Now, Why would you have somebody 40 yards away on the backside try and block somebody all the way over on the other side of the field?
Exactly right.
Nice little chappy rollout punt there.
Calder Shanks.
That's a big boot.
That's the first Queensland punt of the day.
Holy cow.
So the WA defence stands up here in the second half.
He had the win too. That's probably why it was a great kick as well. Love the rolling style.
Also, while we're mentioning Chappie, shout out to Luke Chapman, your predecessor, former Australian junior outback coach. He was in hospital last time I called him during the week with a back injury. So rest up, mate. Hope things get better for you.
I thought it might have been from the Ghost. Did you play in the Ghost game or anything?
No, I didn't.
I can always play. No, rest up, Chappie. Get well. But no, that's one of those things is with the squad I'll have next for the USA 2020. We're keeping the Chappie roll.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, it looks like we've had a change in quarterback. In comes Charlie Reid.
Charlie Reid, Rockingham Vipers.
And the Rocky Viper will hand off. Charlie Reid, who, whilst he's serving as the backup QB, has been playing everywhere, running back, wide receiver. Expect their offense to change a little bit, I think, to account for his athletic ability.
Okay. So before we had Marcus, who showed a really nice job of rolling and gunning and with power arms. So we're saying we might have a bit more of a running athlete here, Kenny.
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to get away. Obviously, that D-line and that front for the Queensland is giving them a lot of trouble. But also, I just don't think they could get the passing game going. So they're going to try and go back to something that does work, which was something underneath. Speaking of that passing game, almost brought in one-handed by Jacob O'Halloran.
That would have been great, Jacob, if you could bring that one in.
That would have been a highlight reel and a half. He certainly doesn't look uncomfortable with quarterback movements there, Charlie Reid, despite being a utility.
Nice little adjustment there from the Sun Devils. You could see that their first step forward to see if it was a run, then everybody bailed into their zones, and as the receiver was running through the zones, the linebackers gave him a jam. That's exactly what they're supposed to do.
And another pass by Reid, throws off his back foot, and will be safely incomplete.
Tyson Snag, I think he got a piece of that.
Might have, the pass was intended.
Have a look at Tyson 22. I reckon he gets a hand to it. Oh, certainly does. Gets the bat down. Nice job, Tyson.
Tyson Snagaway is number 22, and I think he's wearing a Rhinos helmet. Matter of fact, I don't think that's Tyson Snag. I think there's been a jersey switch, and they haven't told us about it.
Oh, well done, the artist formerly known as Tyson. Good job. You can see there in the background there, the trees are blowing.
Because if memory serves correct, Tyson Snag, let's just say he is of a...
He's just different.
There's definitely some physical differences between the Tyson Snag I know.
Well, a lot can happen in the off-season, Kenny.
A little extra time at the beach, perhaps.
3rd and 12.
And I think Zix...
Still doable. I mean, the WA have been moving the ball. Let's just get the first down. Oh, that's a false start, but they've let it go. No, they haven't.
No, they haven't. And there it is, the false start being called on the Raiders. But talking more about the Raiders, Kerr was he spoke very definitively about the plan.
Coach Kerr. I think he hates Kerr.
Coach Michael Kerr, obviously very famous for being the man on the mission, the chef de mission on junior outback performances, but also often been doubled as a coordinator at state level. He talked about how this Raiders team is built to go over the next couple of years.
Yes.
Picked a lot of players who are eligible for next tournament.
Absolutely.
As you see, this pass fall incomplete, attempted for Jacques Flauser. And he said that not only that, it was a chance for developing coaches. He really believes in the young coaches he's brought on board, and believes that the only way you can really raise, get a rising tide for an entire league is to improve the coaching around there, particularly for some of the young and upcoming coaches. So he said he picked the sort of squad with a game plan, and that was to see Raiders football succeed in the long term. So
look, I couldn't agree with you more. I think for me, as the coach of the under 19, soon to be under 20 program, I think that's where we need to look to the future. Is there, as far as I'm concerned right now, there is a single point of failure. So if my coaches at the under 20 decide not to play or not to coach ever again, there's a severe drop in talent or ability for that coaching. So for me, it's about getting people ready for 2024, and I think that's the only way you can do is look towards build the future. Yes, you have now, but what happens when these guys move on or these guys retire, or with the referees, it's a constant battle of who's coming in, who's now going to be what I call our future force.
Exactly right.
So it's basically, I think that's the vision we need from around Australia and a lot of teams is don't just think of every year as every year. Where is your long-term plan of, it's about the word I'm looking forward to is it's about your relationship with your sport. It's not about the team you're in or the position you're playing. It's about you love this game. We'd love to see this game continue and grow. So not just be the same all the time. You want to see this grow all the time. And the only way you can do that is by thinking for the future and planning for the future and upskilling for the future. And basically, the hardest thing is just trying to find people that want to come on board. I mean, you can lead the horse to water, but can you make it drink? So you've got to find the people that want to be on board and then treat them right so they stay. The last thing you can do is treat someone like crap or just take advantage of them, and then they go, I never want to come back again.
Exactly right. And the potential, the coaching tree or the development tree that can stem from someone leaving this sport is also pretty crazy. So it's one of those scenarios where you really want to be developing as many as you can, especially and cultivating those who stay. In any case, back to WA. Charlie Reid will roll out to his left, throw to his offside, and we have got the first intercept of the day. A flag being thrown possibly for unnecessary roughness, but coming away with that is the Sun Devils' Max Cusson.
Just stayed up in the wind a little bit too long there. Didn't have far to go. I mean, look, as a QB, he's rolled. Hips are open, arms thrown. He's only put it 1 yard from the sideline, which is great, but unfortunately there were two or three Queenslanders right there.
So, in comes Ken Tompkins. Once again in his offensive unit.
I think this will be a bit of a...
Yeah, I think it was
sensation.
I think it was just
incomplete.
The public.
in the motion of a normal football act. So we'll waive the foul off, penalty off, and we'll go
incomplete. Look, I'm not saying Desperate Housewives was better than The Good Wife, but...
Just saying it needs to be talked about.
We're incomplete. Just go, guys, it'll be incomplete.
Maybe next time.
Okay. But I think what we did see there was a WA player there. Just, I won't call it a late hit, a late tackle out of bounds, so to speak, which will add 15 yards on to Queensland's.
Look at the play calling here. You got the old choir style.
I thought it was an interception.
Yeah, I thought so too. Let's see exactly. Unless they're calling that he was out of bounds. Keep in mind you have to have one foot. Oh, I think they're saying the landing foot landed on the line.
Oh, okay. But again, they don't have the replayability. We do.
He could be right there. Maybe the outside, the heel of the outside foot on the line there.
I thought it was a bit of a late tackle there out of bounds when he threw him to the Centurion, throw him to the floor.
Well, I guess the Queensland defense is back out, as is the WA offense.
I've got the referee coming over to WA sideline having a chat with Coach Kerr. Ready to go. It is a 1st and 10.
Oh, here comes Charlie Reid. One-handed grab of the snap.
Nice grab. There's the
throws
pick.
And
oh yes!
And there is one of the biggest players for WA in this tournament, Jacques Flauza.
With have a look at this. I called it a pick because I was like, there it is.
I thought it was a pick six too.
Oh, what a great pass. And the WA sideline getting ecstatic there. Good stuff.
I thought Inoki might have been getting some points there on the defensive side. I think we both thought that. But
gee, this is going to be close. Look at this. This is a great angle. Oh, great job on the camera work. That is awesome. Well done.
And with a player in motion, they'll go back inside. No, it's faked out the camera. Therefore, it's faked out us. And this time it's Charlie Reid taking it forward.
I think the Hondas here are doing a nice job of play calling. So they're setting this up. So you've seen the fake, then you've seen the out and up. Now, you've got 3 guys going with 1 guy. 3 Queenslanders going with 1 guy, which now leaves the quarterback in a good spot to run. And you can see that WA are really only playing half the field. So I think that's a good tactic for them at the moment, is you don't have to worry about the whole field. Just pick half a field and let's run and block to that.
Simplifying it for your offense. Of course, it is your backup in there. We'll call him a backup. We'll call him an alternative quarterback.
Next in line.
This time it's a handoff. It is, in fact, a handoff. Taken forward there by Kobe Dagui. Or Daguai, perhaps.
Oh, still excited over that last pass. It was either going to be 6 the other way or it was a big gain.
He's taken down there by Tom Saxby and company.
Good job. Saxby's doing well in that position there.
Yeah. It's a good job being a team player, obviously. I think when you come in playing quarterback, you probably have aspirations to play there as well, but doing what's best for the team. Don't often see a quarterback, moonlighting as a defensive tackle. But
back in the 90s you did, but...
Here goes Endel. Endel's back in the game. Once again, going east-west. Hurdling a defender.
Finally.
And
somebody let him free. Cut him loose.
And sorry, that was Della Franca.
Oh, Della
These
Franca.
5s and 9s are confusing the heck
Yes.
out of us here. I think. Let's just get a...
I'm trying to look for the moustache underneath the helmet.
I've got a story.
We'll have a look on replay, Kenny. We'll get the stats right.
Well, it's definitely number 5 in at the moment. We can confirm that as Alexander in right now.
I think we've got to look at the helmet.
Yeah, I think so. Yellow helmet.
WA staying in the same formation that they have.
Good block there from Endel. And almost intercepted by the man who is listed as snag, but has a question marks out, I think.
The artist formerly known as. I think they've gone to that a couple too many times now that the artist formerly known as Snag will see that. Fourth and 4, is it? No, that's what it was before. We are now first and 10. They went for it on 4th down, unsuccessful. Still in the spread formation. Back to pass. I think that was batted down.
At the line, indeed it was.
Oh, poor fella. It's hit him in the forearm. I think he's coming off to the sideline at 44. Number 44, Benjamin Phillips. I think he batted the pass down, but it's hit him right in the forearm.
It's deceptively painful.
Just the lower between the wrist and the elbow. And it's hurting. Good job. Hey, good teamwork of batting the pass down.
Got to do what you got to do. On 2nd and 10, Kanan moves Grew to his right. Slight shift. And he'll hand off to Connor Grew. Connor Grew patiently waiting behind his offensive line. Gets about 6 yards. They might mark him at the 5, though. That's the case. 3rd and 5. 3rd down conversion opportunity here for Kanan to prove his grit. For WA, can they continue this upswing of momentum? They managed to force Queensland to punt last offensive drive.
Big pressure from the WA line there. They're lined up.
May shot out of a cannon, picks up the 1st down, bowls over the last defender, but they do eventually get him down. Making the tackle initially is Jared Wall. Fallon May, an explosive athlete,
Nice
young,
move.
but plenty of quickness.
Curtis Fallon May with some nice. He's reading the blocks and what I like the defenders well. So if the defender's hips are facing outside, he's going to plant his foot and cut it back inside. He's got some good vision there.
Tompkins.
Sideline getting the call.
Everyone on the same page. Deep drop under pressure, thrown while hit, and that's why it'll fall incomplete. Good pressure there from the Raiders.
Outside bracket coverage there from the Raiders. So they had one guy on the outside, one guy on the inside. Let's have a look at the pressure. Coming from the left side of the screen. Yeah, good job there.
Connor McFillin. Want another one of the outback reps.
Second and 10.
Fallon May returns the running back. They'll give it off to him, but he's met early by these Raiders defenders. Once again, getting his hands on him early is McFillan.
He's having a good game here in the second half. Probably just a little. The reason they got blown up is that running back is just standing a little too far back in the backfield, and it causes the exchange to be delayed. Look, he's almost, what's that, 8 heels that are 8 yards, is it?
Look, with the ball raised in the air,
Let's have
so
a
we've
look.
gone through the third quarter. We will begin the fourth. The score has remained unchanged from the halftime score, 39 points to 0. As the two teams swap sides to give you a score update as far as touchdowns.
Kenny's just checking his social media pages, ladies and gentlemen, just checking there.
It was there. 3 touchdowns to Paludan, thrown obviously from Gorkort Chapari. And then there was obviously the special teams touchdown to Calder Shanks. And then also Zachary Nilsson ran one in and Shanks caught one. So,
well, let's be clear about that. Kenny Shanks waved for one. He was standing in the corner of the end zone waving.
That's 4 touchdowns for Gorkort Chapari, the starting quarterback for the Queensland Sun Devils. Nice way to open your account.
Very nice.
Couple of deep passes to...
Yeah, I think I won't say the score's deceptive. Look, full credit to Queensland, but you've got a couple of, 3 really long plays that have happened. Special teams, a long play. But for the majority, Queensland have just had great field position because WA have not been able to get out of their own half. Often not able to get out of their own 35.
Exactly right.
And so if you're going from 35 in, you can pretty much going to score most of the time.
Tompkins. Play action pass, looking for one-on-one coverage to the outside to Moore. Moore's got his hands raised. Wondering where the ball is. It fell short.
I've got whistles, but I can't see any flags.
It's on the far sideline. Coach Booker's standing over it now.
So it's on the Queensland Sun Devils side. Nothing for the pass interference, alleged pass interference, but that's fine. Ball was thrown way inside.
Can I say, I always love how the staffs of each state are dressed up, each nationals.
Yeah, the pants, we've got the chinos, we've got the black pants.
Yeah, Queensland rocking the black pants this year, WA rocking the chinos.
And Coach Kerr's got the R.M. Williams
There's
on
a late
over there.
hit from number 8.
So they've got Coach Wolf behind us. So he's looking at Coach Dom Allison over in the cowboy hat, just rocking that. It is a proud moment when you as a coach can pass down a fashion accessory.
I gotta love these sub-programs where tradition is born.
4th down and let's just say 50.
Yep, 4th and
Looks like honestly 4th and 30.
4th and Bondi from here.
Wouldn't it be funny if they get it?
It's a long pass. They're gonna go for it. The pass was intended for Jet Bond, but it's over his head and falls incomplete. And WA will get another opportunity here.
That was a nice route from Jet Bomb. If you have a look, he had the defender behind him. He had clear space in front of him. Just needed that pass just to be on target just a little bit more. But not a bad effort for 4th down. They were close.
Jet Bond is a receiver who's still coming into his own. Coach Booker talked about how he's trying to get him to realise how big he is and how he can use his body and his size to his advantage. This time, here we go. Here's a new formation for them. A bit of a tight bunch. Let's see if they try to run a screen out of it again. Bit of frustration now as
Timeout, WA.
WA's got to take a timeout.
It's the second timeout for the half.
Kiffin Gibbs now rolling onto the field. Personnel issues.
Sorry, Kenny, I'm just looking for my Beloit pen.
Your
I know I had a pen in here. I need to make some notes.
Of course, you're
being the
coach
head
again.
coach of the Outback, I've got to find it, but I think Wolfie's stolen it.
Let's work out. Go to my little bag of tricks for you, mate. Can't go without you making notes, mate, or you'll never be back.
Thank you very much.
In case that's necessary.
Oh, lovely. Kenny's sponsored by Bic and Stabilo.
I do love those pens, to be fair. 39-0, score unchanged as the at the top of the 4th quarter, running clock. Timeouts, one of the few things that stop it. Still going with the bunch formation to the right. Two backs in the backfield, though. They'll split out that running back. Climb in the pocket is Reed.
Oh.
Reed looking for Jacques Flozario, the reception earlier, but it's almost picked off by Queensland. These DBs now, they're really... Oh, we see a player down. I think it's Larson for the Sun Devils. He's clearly in pain, trying to work his way to the sideline. But you can see the Queensland DBs, they're happy to jump these early balls now. They're not afraid of getting beaten deep. They obviously understand to change your quarterback.
Exactly. I think they're trusting themselves. They're backing their system. They're backing their coaches. And if the coaches have given them permission, if you see it, go for it.
That's number 55, Nicholas Larson, making his way to the sideline. Play will resume now. WA in possession, 2nd and 10. A few players moving now on the right side. Kiffin Gibbs, the outside wide receiver. Jacques Flouzard moves to almost a bit of a tight end role, but another time taking it from WA, having a lot of communication and personnel issues here on this drive. Burned through their all 3 of their timeouts now.
Wow. Okay, just trying to change up something different. Having to talk about it.
You can see their birthday boy. And, Brandon Phillips talking over his defense. And the thing to remember, it's always an awkward situation, I think, at Nationals football, because obviously running up a score, there's everything to be involved with the morals behind that. But for and against is one of the first tiebreakers in the pool stages. So
absolutely.
If you have an opportunity, you need to run the score up.
Kenny, and look, I hate to say it, it's not running the score up. It's playing to win, and there's a point.
Playing to win the tournament, really.
What you just said is it's points for and against. So if you take points for and against away, well, sure, we'll take a knee.
Exactly right.
But it was a case of it was a classic case of when the men's Sun Devils were playing
pressure.
Fire. Look at that.
And taken down, we'll credit that sack to number 42, Jack Rakam Rithadech.
Rolls off the tongue. Just took too long there. Nobody knew what was going on.
Sometimes actually we'll try to claim half a sack there, but
No, just saying, Kenny, with the senior men's Sun Devils playing SA Fire, we knew that if Victoria were going to beat Perth, then we needed to win by 35, and it was a case of the game, what the score was, but we needed to get 35 points in front. So Coach Drew knew what we were trying to do, which was great, and he totally understood. But I don't think it's running. Once you put for and against in, there's no running the score up. It's playing to win.
And it's added facet now with the running clock come the 35-point margin. So you have limited time to do it.
Great pass there.
He connects well on that left-hand side, trying to figure out the number. We are calling from ground level. I think it was 26. That is Jerry Venturis getting involved. Claremont's
I thought it was Jerry Ventura, but that's all right.
Tell you what, there's some great names here on the Junior Nats. There's a flag on the field now. I'll tell you what, New South Wales is going to be a challenge. Coach Wolfie is sitting in the back here. I'm telling you now that we've got.
He
some
knows
big
nothing.
names.
He knows nothing. He's out of it. He's just here as a commentator. And Coach Wolf is also just assisting me with having a look at players.
Extra set of eyes. CWA getting a big boost into
Absolutely, 1st and 10.
territory.
Here we go.
Personal foul being called on there. Don't have
Here we go.
Mic'd up. So WA with a new pep in their step after getting advanced in just outside the red zone for the Sun Devils.
Trips to the right. Oh, he's got the release too.
Reed flushed out to the left though. Flags have been thrown. Ball downfield incomplete. Flags were thrown where the ball was thrown. Greg Evans.
Holding.
And
Jeez,
holding
declined.
on Western
Second
Australia
down.
there, so that'll move back another 10 yards.
Declined.
But it is declined by
Declined.
Queensland. So they'll take the,
That's okay.
the down. That'll move them to 2nd and 10.
I think that's a good move. They just want the downs. They think they're going to stop them. Same routes as before.
Wonderful protection by the WA offensive line, but Reed cannot connect with Lockie Pink.
I'm thinking it was the same play they just ran. They wanted to look back inside. You can see the throwing lanes right there. The QB's just got to lead him.
Lockie Pink.
You can't
might see him a lot more in the slot this year. Moved from the outside to the slot compared to last campaign.
You can't make Lockie expect to turn around and make the catch with a DB right in the back pocket.
Trips out to the right. Isolated receiver out to the left.
Single safety in the middle of the field by the looks of it.
I think it's Venturis on his own, but Charlie Reed's taken down. Can he evade the sack? He can't. Jack Rithadech picks up his 2nd sack of the day, both in this drive.
Just watching the straight outside release. You're rolling to the release side. It's not going to work. And I think that the interesting thing, Kenny, is it's not like the NFL or where you have a certain body type. I mean, you have a look at Jack there. Jack's probably not your most prototypical defensive end. He's a quick, fast guy.
He's quick,
on
fast.
the outside. And you're expecting, I'm a quarterback, I'll be able to outrun him. No, sorry, you've got a running back at defensive
Exactly
end.
right. Provides plenty of pop on the outside. They're trying to go deep. Oh, great pass. He connects with Lockie Pink. Lockie Pink gets into the action.
Couple of things about this, Kenny, is he's on the short side of the field. You can see he's on the right hash. It's a grab it and throw. And Lockie does a really nice job, experience there, of just running down the sideline and finding the hole in the zone or the space there. I mean, that's a really good play concept of just, it's pitch and catch and to the short side of the field. He didn't have to throw all the way across the field.
And special teams change out, I think. Or a platoon swap.
I'm seeing 1st and 10. I think that was 4th down.
It was 4th
They
down,
might have been
which
short.
I thought for sure that he picked up enough space there. Clearly not. So Queensland's back on the ball. Now I'm just trying to observe. Yes, okay, I want to make a special mention there. Number 60 on the offensive line for the Queensland Sun Devils. That is Michelle Peters.
Oh, fantastic.
Which quite possibly, and we were discussing this earlier,
Indeed.
to our knowledge, could be the very first woman to compete, very first young lady to compete at the Colts level at the at a state tournament.
There we go. You can see number 60 in the right guard position there.
Hailing from the Moreton Bay Raptors, got through the trial period, lost to the training camp, and made the final cuts. Here she is now representing her state alongside the rest of her Colts-age teammates. So this pass is connected. Jet Bond in open space. Here he goes, still breaking tackles. There he goes down the field. Look at the big man go. The ankle
nice
tap
effort.
won't stop him. That is another touchdown onto the board to the man who's nicknamed Clyde. Back on the Gold Coast.
Right turn, Clyde. Let's have a look at this. Good footwork, good arms. Just a nice little out route as usual. Just got to make those tackles. Speed down the side. So Clyde as in the orangutan from Any Which Way But Loose, or Any Which Way You Can, because you were saying, Kenny, of his huge arm span.
He's got a 6'5" arm span. You can see it right there when he's carrying the ball.
Thank goodness I think you're going to say he's hairy like an ape. But it's like,
and he used all of it there to bring that ball in. So we see the first touchdown of the second half. Jaden Paludan getting ready to put this up and in. It is blocked. Second block of the day for the Raiders, so you got to chalk up the small victories where you can.
I am loving Jaden's sort of Johnny Wilkinson line up with the arm, etc. Very nice
deliberate,
there.
Isn't it? But plenty of explosion out of this Sun Devils attack today, hasn't it, man?
It has been great. I mean, when it's there, it's there. I mean, you can just see that it can be. It's on tap. So you can see maybe when the coaches have done some calling of let's just run this, and then the coaches have gone right. We're going to score. And I think that's when you can do that as an offense. That's or when you can do that as a football team. That's what you want. But just getting back to Michelle Pettis, I can't remember. I may not have coached any females in the early ACT that took part in the nationals. I'm not sure whether Danielle Stosic from ACT took part, but just text me or message me or Facebook, Kenny. We think she is the first. So if she is, bloody congratulations. Great stuff.
Congratulations to you, Jamil. Even if you're the second, that is a huge deal.
Oh, absolutely.
So, well done.
And she was on a touchdown drive there.
There you go. She's contributed to a touchdown. Also worth mentioning, that will be obviously the first passing touchdown of Kanan Tompkins' state career.
Mm.
He is at 17. He will be eligible for the next tournament. 17, 2 months.
Thank you, Kenny.
It's interesting though. If you level out all the ages for each team, everyone averages within 17 years.
Wow.
Thereabouts. But the Raiders, I think, come in at the youngest at 17.2.
Yes. 0.2.
Yes. Whatever 0.2 of 12 months
Oh,
is.
so there's a good kick.
Here we go.
Down
Here's
the
a chance
10-yard.
for Endel, what can he do with it? It'll be forced to Sammy's sideline, and that's exactly where they push him. He's got to be getting frustrated here. I just know a guy
He's
like
got to
that
be getting
wants to be making
frustrated.
plays.
Oh, man. No, he's obviously been told something by the coaches. So I don't know that. I just know what I said. Great kick. Finally, down to about the 10. Probably got the wind at the back. But again, this is what I was talking about before. You can see the starting position now on 20 for WA, so it hasn't left a lot of space for the Sun Devils to try and make up. Trips out to the left.
Getting an official time check now, 6:49. As soon as this play starts. And another attempt here. The receiver did not know it was coming to him. It's been intercepted. Down the field goes Max Schlatter, getting across the field now, trying to break a tackle. It won't be pitching it. He will take it, though, down deep into WA territory. And to me, it just looked like Liam Peter-Smith did not expect to be getting that ball thrown his way.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to give credit there to the DB because he played it perfect. He's on the numbers. I mean, look at that. With his back turned to the receiver, knowing that the 12th man is the sideline. And that's exactly where, I'm a receivers coach, so I'm saying that's really good play by the DB. You got the receiver who's running down. Yeah, the receiver's probably not running as fast as he needs to be. And is the ball, I think he's throwing into the wind.
He's definitely lost a bit of gas. We saw plenty of contact in the back end of that as well. That play is down, copped a huge block.
Right at the end there, so we can get another replay of that.
Perrier Penn. We'll see if we can get a wide shot replay of that.
But yeah, the DB just played it perfectly. Use the numbers. It's going to happen around. Oh, just there. Yeah, just there.
Derek Yuga.
Perfectly legal hit. I think it's just one of those things where it's come up through the shoulder, up into the face mask.
But given the last one was taken away, that means Max Schlatter takes the first gets the first takeaway for the Sun Devils defense. Hard to believe in a scoreline like this. Usually you've seen a couple of pick scissors or a couple of fumbles. That's the first takeaway for the Sun Devils defense.
Yeah, as I said, it hasn't really been about the offense as such. It hasn't been about the offense giving up the ball to the Sun Devils. It's really been about the starting field position. But yeah, you can see the stinger coming up through the shoulder. Great that we've got our doctors on hand here from the Narrabeen New South Wales Academy of Sport.
That's Perrier Penn, one of two Broncos, I think, on this roster. Both Broncos. Teammate Josh Poeta, also hailing from Perth Bronx.
It was quite interesting, Kenny, last night. The biggest talk, you think you're playing the first game of the Junior Nationals, but all the Perth. Oh, here we go. It's just here we go, right in the middle of the field. You see it coming up.
Derek Yuga.
Shoulder charge, absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that. And it's just probably been the way he's landed or the initial contact. Just gone for the big block. It's good to see the Sun Devils players and probably being coached that way, not leading with the head, just going with the big shoulder charge.
Nothing wrong with it. Hard football.
Which in our game is perfectly legal. Yeah, the big talking point for the WA team last night was the derby. Apparently, it was Fremantle versus West Coast in the AFL,
course.
and the coaches had the players had 10 p.m. curfew, and with the time difference, I think they only got about half the game. So, a lot of the players wanted to know who won. First and 10, Queensland.
Tompkins will hand off to Fallon May. Fallon May met early though, taken over the top by Sam Oldfield, one of the leaders on this groups. Really, obviously, maybe today's not the best example, but throughout the tournament, his coaching staff's really going to be relying on Sam and Naff Smith to really anchor this defense down. On 2nd and 10. Fallon May still the running back. He'll get another carry. Is met early, tried to spin out of it, but the defense is too good.
A couple of little turnaround blocks there. You can see 75 and Queensland there. It's going for the second level. I'm just missing the second level.
McPhillan
WA
off the
second
edge.
level making the tackles. Always hate it when you see offensive linemen turning around, looking back towards the line of scrimmage.
McPhillan off the edge, whether he's had a hand in the dirt or he's been rushing in a 2-point stance, he's been great in the losing side here. The Raiders, they will rush quite a few. The drop back though, passes complete underneath to Jeff
Well
Bond.
done.
Caught nicely and well tackled. Good football around. Jacob O'Halloran. And on that play, I believe. Oh no, my apologies. That is Zane Grigorovich.
Nice. You can see the pile drive straight there from the nose tackle. Trying to take out 2 linemen and free up somebody.
Oh, here we are going for a field goal now. Jaden Paladon has been super successful with PATs. Not quite at 50%, I don't believe.
I like this call because he's got the wind behind his back.
So they're going to give it a crack. You can see accuracy won't be the issue.
Great camera angle.
Okay, snap, and it's blocked again from WA. WA can return this 4-6. Our chaser was taken down before he had a chance at the football, if you ask me. They're going to have to find a way to protect their edges a lot better, Queensland, if they're going to persist with kicking field goals.
And that was a good point there, Kenny, you raised, is that, yeah, if it's blocked, they're going back 6 the other way.
And so many times I've seen in these tournaments, teams that have struggled to score, they end up scoring in the most peculiar ways. I think it was, it might have been your Monarchs in 2009 who ended up getting on the board with a safety.
Yes.
For their first score of the tournament back in 2009. And then proceeding to get one on a kick return. Well, I think that might be Westlake back into the game. Throw and
look
he connects.
at that.
There we go.
Holy cow.
Bless me.
That was a great catch.
Curtis Madeira. Rocky Viper's getting his first catch.
Have a look at that throw. That's on a rope. Great catch too by Madeira there in coverage. Just got to get the nose of that ball up just a little higher, which will get you a better throw.
And we're seeing the injured player from WA, Hans Perripin, coming across our screen now, or our booth. He looks comfortable, but he definitely looks like he's done for the day.
Yeah, helmet's off, sunglasses are on.
And we'll see. We might have got a missed jump here. Jack Rithadich not afraid to try and guess the snap count, but I think he might have just been that quickly. That quick.
Like I said, he has been quick.
Just look at that first step. Wow.
Gee, that's a great job too
That's
of
3 sacks.
pausing. Do you see how he came around the edge, paused, make sure he wasn't cutting back, then accelerated and went and got the quarterback. That's great stuff.
Plenty of quickness on display. That's 3 sacks today for Jack Rithadich. Here he's off the edge again. They get the ball out though over the top and incomplete. Late flag thrown by the near sideline. Trying to figure out what the call might be here. Possibly pin him for PI, or might have been possibly a bit of chat. It was late.
Yeah, it was late there, but I think he's going to call it for PI by the looks of it. See if we can get the bottom of the widescreen down here. Wasn't thrown with authority.
It was.
I always like to see an overarm throw. It wasn't just like, I think I'll throw it.
It was, let's have a chat about it, just in case.
You think they would have discussed that at the officials' conference?
I think so, but
How
maybe
to throw a flag correctly.
maybe that's what's being talked about now.
Oh,
These guys
good,
are missing out.
hey,
Oh, yeah.
you're being too forceful. Underarm it.
Learn how to communicate with these players. Checks off right, then throws back to the
shame
left over the top of the head of Della Franca. Della Franca was the intended receiver there. They've been utilising a whole bunch of different ways, Della Franca. They're running back out the backfield, going out and catching the football, obviously using the return game. Seen them making tackles on special teams as well.
You like players like that can
Just
be
plug
put
a
to use
hole.
in a lot of spots.
Trips out to the right. 3 wide receivers. 1 receiver out to the far side. 2:20 remaining in the game. Oh,
there
what
we
a grab.
go.
And on top of that,
Crowd's gone wild in the stands.
Westlake has also been hit while he's throwing, but now the receiver's down.
Don't tell me that's an arm, because that did look nasty. That arm being stuck out there got hit.
Yeah, well, it
or
looks
maybe
like
the
that
shoulder
might be
there.
contact.
Great catch.
They're moving Venturis again.
Look at that.
Concentration's all there. It was
Got it.
Jerry Venturis. Might have even been a shoulder where he makes contact.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Because he's hyperextended there as he goes for the great catch.
There's
Great
that
little
there.
head
And
move.
I think it could be as he's bringing it down. We got a knee or a
Yeah.
contact from the Queensland receiver. Just dropped right on that awkward spot of the shoulder.
At the end of the day, he made the catch. That's all we need to
Exactly
know.
right. Glory, glory lives forever, as they say. And you can see.
Chicks to scars.
Yeah.
Really forever. He's got his arm up around the neck there, so
Maybe it's the back, or I wasn't worried initially that it might have been a shot to the head, but you can see a teammate immediately calling for
Exactly,
help. So
yep. Heads up to that teammate. Well done. Looking after your mates.
fingers crossed.
It's going to be a 2-minute warning.
Alright, big hello to all of our couple hundred viewers all tuning in live at the moment. I'm watching 2018
here we
JNets
go.
coming out of Narrabeen,
That's flags.
and we have players
Flag
tangled
City.
up all over each other. The intended receiver was Lockie Pink, and he has been harassed during his route running.
Jeez, he almost did the was it Odo back him off the back catch.
Oh, geez, that would have been interesting. Max Cusson on the coverage.
Lots of contact there.
As you said, did he physically impede the
How are
catching
you?
opportunity?
Are you telling me there's no flags on the field for that?
Especially after what we saw in the first half with that other one.
No, I can't see if they're moving. I think they have moved the sticks.
Well,
But remember, if the foul's in the end zone, they come back 15 yards. It's not a spot foul in IFAF rules.
so immediate. There is the official call.
Good
on the
call.
Sun Devils. So yeah, no ball at the 2 from a PI in the end zone.
Yes. A 15-yard penalty from the spot from the line of scrimmage. If the foul happens in the end zone, they're moving incredibly close.
Maybe we're wrong.
I've missed a rule change.
Clear. The rule change is going in line with the, or they've called in the PI to be earlier,
Oh, good
to
call.
start earlier, and that's why it's at the 4. Also would be in the 2. So
Gotcha.
back yourself, mate. I think you're right. Charlie Reid,
Draw.
delayed handoff.
Yeah.
Here goes Della Franca for the first WA touchdown of the
Oh,
tournament.
don't tell me he's done a hammy.
Oh, it is not Delafranca. These 5s and 9s are confusing me. They're killing
That's
me.
Alex Endel.
It is Alex Endel.
And has he done a hammy?
And the worst thing is, I think he might have done it in the celebration. Do apologise between the two backs there. These 5 and 9 on the monitor looks awfully similar. It's definitely Alex Endel.
Good delay.
Celebration, and then it kicks in.
Yeah, he's inside there. This will be. I hope it's nothing bad because, look, I've watched this guy train in the gym for the last several months to get himself ready for this tournament, and I hope it's not over on day one.
Hopefully not. They really need him, and he deserves the full tournament. The preparation, as you said, you can see, loved getting in there for the Raiders. His hands were on the head though. So the unfortunate thing about hammy injuries is they can just linger, And talking about his preparation there, I was talking to Coach Kerr about what he's done, and they talked about how he's put on a bit of weight from the last time we saw him.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
definitely true. He's picked up some speed. They think they clock him at a legit 4.4 speed if he can get into the open space. He was telling me the story, and this maybe just talks about his explosion. Those tractor tires that everyone likes to do the big power lifts and stuff with that? He completely cleared one of those in a hurdle.
Oh wow!
Vertically, so, but it would be a shame to see all that preparation be for naught right now. Fingers crossed.
Well,
There's
not for
something
naught.
he can
He's
ice up.
contributed today, so that'll be straight to the ice machine.
So you can see him taking all the weight off that
Yeah,
left
exactly.
hamstring.
It's like that left foot is not even trying to touch the ground.
Oh, wait a minute. we
Coach
might have
Wolfie
the
has
footage.
just got us the footage of him clearing a tractor tyre.
Unfortunately, we can't get it to you guys, but just watching it now just for proof, and he certainly does.
Oh, that's Bruce Lee type thing. And you can tell it's left leg dominant too, because that's what the power leg he took off from.
We're going to try and get a camera onto Wolfie's phone to see if we can get that on screen. I'm trying to find. We got one of our sideline cams coming to you, Wolfie. The gentleman over there. We'll try to get this on camera because I tell you what, it's some spectacular vision. But in the meantime, a 2-point conversion attempt by the WA Raiders. They will not be shut out here in this game.
Queensland will be one of them shut down though.
Charlie Reid, he'll throw a ball. It'll go into the air, and
well
it's completed to Lockie Pink in the back of the end zone.
Well done.
Raiders trying all the way to the end here on day one.
Great route there. Gee, I think that ball moved a little in the wind. That was a great camera angle from our guy on the sideline there in the end zone. He's in perfect spot. If you have a look at that next shot, I think that ball moves. There's one of our camera guys there doing great stuff. But have a look at that. I mean, the QB's thrown the ball. Here you go. Have a look. This is going to be a great camera angle. The ball starts there. Look at it fade over that wind there.
And that's twice he's done that. You got to remember the pass that he threw to Jacques Flozat earlier. Now let's take a look at this Alex Endel hurdle.
There's the gym. There's the leap. And there he goes. Whoa!
There's the explosion.
Wolfie thumb and shot. There you go. Nice work. Get those private messages off there, Wolfie.
Too many sent by you. But thank
work.
you. Thank you to LSB for quickly teeing that up. Director Paul
Nice
Mills,
work.
finger on the pulse there, as well as Josh Mills on the sideline. Now, this very well could be game over now. I think they're just confirming it with both coaches. And fortunately for WA, they do get on the board at the last moment possible.
Congrats, WA.
So there
it is.
Yes, the end of game one here in the 2019 Junior National Tournament, where Queensland, the defending champions, have run away significant victors here on their opening game. The scoreline 45 points to 8. The Raiders getting on the board on the last offensive play of the game and converting. I've been Kenny Andres. Been joined from John Holwood, who will join us for all the opening games of the 2019 Juniors. I've got a host of wonderful commentators to join me for the rest of them. But for your company, appreciate it. We hope you stick with us throughout the tournament. We've got plenty more junior national football coming your way. Upcoming next, though, at 12:45, and we're getting a graphic upcoming. It will be the home side, the New South Wales Wolverines, they'll be hosting the returning Victoria Eagles, and there you can see the upcoming games. And finishing off the day closer to 3 o'clock, South Australia Sharks taking on the All Stars, which is a team consisting of players from North Queensland, Tasmania and ACT. They made one hell of an entrance last year. They look forward to trying to do that again. But in the meantime, we're going to take a break here. Join us again at 12:45, where the New South Wales Wolverines will be taking on the Victorian Eagles. Back soon.